Hey, Real Nerds listeners, your favorite host Ryan here to remind you that social media is great. How great is it? There's many ways you can find the Real Nerds on social media. You can download us on iTunes. You can listen to us streaming on Stitcher Radio. You can call us 720-6nerds5. Aw man, our website is so cool. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You want to leave some fan mail? Oh, that's so easy, realnerds@gmail.com. Twitter? We got it, @real_nerds. You can even like us on Facebook. Thank you so much, and hey, enjoy the show. Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con 2015 and beyond. With me always is
James
and
Brad.
Suck my dick. But we have we have a really special guest with us today, and we don't get too many women on the podcast because they're like, boys suck.
It's because of
my horrible
mouth.
I know,
I can hear my mom
mouth.
actually saying that while she's listening to this on the other end.
I hope she doesn't listen to it.
She does.
I know she does.
Did I tell you about the episode recently where she started listening and she listened to 20 minutes and then she was writing down every word we were saying?
Really?
Yeah, she made a list of all the swear words we had.
I don't cuss as much as you do now.
Yeah, it was fucking me.
Anyways, back to the cool person.
Whoa.
We are joined by Kendall from the Alamo, and Kendall's also my niece's name. I love that name.
Ooh. Did she spell it with one L or two?
No, it's two. See, you're really unique. But welcome.
Thank you.
So what I like to do when people are on the podcast for the first time, I really like to embarrass them.
Oh, no.
So tell us about your home. No, I'm just kidding. Tell us about what movies you like, how you got into liking movies, and why you listen to us.
Ooh. So, movies I like. I like everything, which is such a terrible answer.
That's a horrible answer.
I know. I hate
Be
a lot of things.
specific.
I hate so many things. Can I tell what my favorite movie is?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, my favorite movie, number one, is Scott Pilgrim versus the
Oh,
World.
that's a good choice.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Well, my second favorite movie is Lost in Translation because I like to be sad. So does that. I like sad movies. That can be my answer.
So is my wife. My wife
Absolutely.
loves movies that are sad
I love
and then
crying.
that are like hardships, whether it's gay people, minorities. My wife
I love
is,
it.
anytime she sees a trailer for some kind of movie like that, we need to see that.
I cry at every trailer, no matter what.
Really?
It is. Yeah.
I
Give me
cry-
anything.
I cry more in movies now, I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's because I like movies so much now.
Because
but
you're a pussy.
that too. I cried in not a movie this week, but I rewatched the final season of 24, and I watched it like
And that made you
straight.
cry?
But there's President Heller in it is suffering from Alzheimer's, and spoilers, his daughter Audrey is killed, and he has a speech at the end with the Prime Minister of Britain where he's talking about how he'll never remember this day, and he won't remember his daughter, so he won't remember that she died in a horrible way. And then he walks up and puts her hand on her coffin. I'm like, fuck.
That would get me.
Yeah. Anyways, back to you.
How I got into movies.
Yeah.
My dad's super weird.
Cool.
This is going to make sense, maybe. Growing up, he played Ghostbusters every single day of my life. Like, not even kidding. I think I've seen that movie as many days as I've been alive.
I thought you were
And for
saying
some
he
reason,
dressed
somehow,
up.
Cosplayed as
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Everybody
I'm sure
who
he
woke
does,
up
like,
and pretended
in
he was
private.
a Ghostbuster.
That's hey.
Well, in Florida,
but somehow that got me into movies and wanting to.
But see, that's a good movie,
Be
though, to get
into-
in.
Yeah.
You know what the first movie we saw at the Alamo was?
Ooh,
Ghostbusters.
was it?
Yeah. So it was destined that we would meet you.
Yeah,
When we showed it, I think I watched it like 6 times.
Because it's awesome.
Loved it. What was the third? What was the third part?
I don't remember.
it was a good question, though.
Oh, why I listen to you guys?
Yeah, why do you listen to us?
Because
There
you
we
guys
go.
come to the Alamo and you gave me a cool little sticker.
Oh, sweet.
So I looked you guys
Are we
up.
entertaining or do you hate us?
I love it.
Please pander to us more.
Yeah, I keep on waiting for the straight up hate mail. I never get it though.
You don't get hate
We've,
mail?
we've begged for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Begged for it. But
I'll
people,
send you some.
Thank you. People just really like us. It just must be my charming personality and my wonderful ability to talk.
When we started off, I was like asking people to forward us their spam, and that never happened either. Like we
Yeah.
just, yeah.
And it's weird when you do this, as long as we get responses to some episodes you never thought you would.
Yeah.
But it's still fun. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, is there anything you want to say before we get into this?
I think I'm good. Let's do it.
Awesome. Cool. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Was it a long drive for you?
No, it was like 20 minutes.
Okay, cool. Because I'm always worried about that because I'm out here so far away, and now that I have a kid, it's hard for me to rush up there and do things. And I guess I could leave him here when he's asleep. I mean, what's the worst could happen?
Oh, yeah.
I'll put Reggie in the room.
Do you
and...
not do that?
No.
Oh, wow.
I know.
That was the other thing your dad did every day of your
Just
life.
left
was
me alone.
Just left you in a room
Ghostbusters
somewhere.
was my babysitter,
Well,
which I
see, here's the thing: is when I was
mention.
younger, my mom and dad would leave us alone, and my mom or dad would take us to Blockbuster, and we pick out like 3 movies. I guess I had an older brother, but it's still like 10 or 11, and just watching movies all night.
I so know that my parents didn't do that I remember the first time they did. Like I remember
Really?
the first time I got home from school and no one was there.
Oh, look at me! I'm James. I have great parents. My parents have been together for their whole marriage.
How is it that you take that and make me sound like a douche?
Because you are. If you're wondering what we do on Real Nerds Podcast, every week we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world.
Except for last week.
Except for last week. Unless Divergent is the only movie out.
Have you seen any of that?
I have not. I refuse. I didn't
really?
see Divergent. What's
Or the
sec-
first?
I didn't see the first one.
Oh, Divergent, I think, is the first one. This one's
Yeah.
Insurgent.
Oh,
that's what
whatever.
It is. Yeah,
She's the Kate Gosselin haircut. So
Yeah.
right.
That's all I've taken from it.
This week we saw It Follows. Did you see It Follows?
I did.
Kendall? Sweet. Brad did not, but he has a shoot to go to. So
Really?
Yeah.
I did.
He might not be here for the end, but
Yeah, I want to see that movie, so I'm not going to listen to you guys talk
Yes.
about it.
You don't want to
If you
I want to see
Oh,
it.
okay.
if you want to see It Follows, as somebody who is not a horror guy, don't let us spoil It Follows.
Yeah, I figure that's a movie I don't want to have spoiled.
Yeah,
so
cool.
I'll get out of here.
Yeah, Brad, you sound better this week.
Yeah, I do.
After 5 weeks of having an infection.
Yeah, it's messed up.
It's good to go.
Yeah.
And hats off to Brad. The film Splosion 1985 was
When I
3
was-
hours and 45 minutes long.
When I was editing the trailers for all those 1985 movies, like more than half of them are Don LaFontaine, and then there's like this other guy
Yeah.
who I felt like my voice sounded like that other trailer guy. It was so bad.
So you should have exploited it.
I should have.
You know, there's an episode of Friends where Phoebe gets sick and she keeps on trying to get sick because she sounds really sexy doing it. See, now there's 2 episodes of Friends you need to see. The one with Jean-Claude Van Damme and that one.
But I'm not Courtney Cox, so I don't know if I can get away with playing that.
It's Lisa Kudrow.
Oh, whatever.
Doesn't even know his
Come
friends. Doesn't
I
even know
don't.
friends. We also talk about movie news, comic books. I have a cool comic book this week.
Oh, good.
Unless you want to mention, your sweet comic
Yeah,
book.
we
you
can
got.
talk about
we
that.
will talk about
We'll
it.
talk about that too.
Stuff that's coming out, stuff we've been watching. Have you listened to a lot of our episodes, Kendall? Do you know how we do this?
I do, yeah.
Sweet. So then I'm going to put you on the spot. What segment should we do first? Oh, let's wait. Let's see if she's really listen to us.
You also just listed them all off, so she's got a really good chance she can get at least one.
I'm just kidding.
Let's start with the comic book one.
Ooh, I love it.
What's up, nerds? It's the Comics Corner.
But I can't start because I don't read comic books. I'm
No?
sorry. I'm sorry. I
okay.
used to growing up a lot, actually.
Yeah. What's your favorite comic character?
It is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Suck up.
I'm the most important person in this room, so next to Kendall, obviously, but Spider-Man is the way to go.
There's
But-
a dog here. That dog is the most important person.
He is. He is pretty cute. He has one eyeball. He does.
Yes.
Wow.
I adopted him as a handicap because I care about handicap things.
But Ryan punched it out. That's why.
No, I was hugging him so hard that just hit. So this week, anytime there's a new #1 comic, usually I take a chance on it if I find the subject interesting. So 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, because we didn't do this last week,
Right.
I read Howard the Duck #1.
Oh, snap.
Which is written by Chip Zdarsky, who is the artist for Sex Criminals, another comic I absolutely love.
But it's written by him.
But it's written by him.
So it's a new
Okay.
Howard the Duck.
It's a new
Yes.
Howard the
Okay.
Duck, and it is really funny. It takes place. Howard the Duck is now a private eye, and he takes cases, and he finds out that this gentleman has had a necklace stolen from him by the Black Cat. So he goes and asks Spider-Man if he can help him trap Black Cat, and Spider-Man like swings away and says, "She's weird now. I'm not going to help you." It's just a really weird, funny comic. It's drawn really well. I forget the artist's name. The cover is really funny. It's Howard the Duck in a private investigator's office with a jacket slung over his back, and Spider-Man and Black Cat are peeking in through the window. It's really funny. I don't know if there's any more available. It's another one of those comics that I think was under-ordered initially because it's Howard the Duck and he's stupid. But it's really funny. And the artist for Sex Criminals has a really great sense of humor. If you're looking for a comic, too, that's really goofy, Sex Criminals, in it, at the end, they write the letter pages in Sex Criminals is like 5 pages long, and Matt Fraction and him take turns responding to the letters. And when I knew he had a great personality, there's a variant cover for issue 1 of Sex Criminals with him sitting down and Matt Fraction sitting behind him with his hand on his shoulder, like one of those creepy 80s like portrait pictures. And it's a variant for Sex Criminals. I don't know why. But yeah, pick up Howard the Duck #1. You might be able to find it somewhere. I go to a lot of comic places. I haven't seen it yet. So definitely check out Howard the Duck because it's silly.
Cool.
And
I got a really cool book in the mail.
he did.
I did. So they finally started putting out season 9 of Angel and Faith in library editions.
Yep.
And they're gorgeous.
Yep.
Oh man, like it's the oversized pages, so they're like the size of this. Nobody can see this, so this is horrible for podcasting. But it's the size of this Wonder Woman book here, right? So they're the slightly larger comic book pages, and they are just so beautiful. And I now own one of those pages, thanks to maybe somebody here.
That's right.
Which is it's so good. If you haven't read Angel and Faith, like what the fuck are you doing? Like it is the best.
And here's the
story
thing: is you
in the
don't
Buffy
have
universe.
you need a little bit of background in Buffy, but
Yeah.
it's so well written that you can pick it up and catch up
Totally.
really fast because
Yeah.
they introduce the characters really well.
I mean, I would say like my hyperbolic statement about it being the best season long story ever told in the Buffyverse is only probably true if you are a Buffy fan, because a lot of the stuff going on with those characters and like who it is they're trying to resurrect is only impactful if you have a connection to those characters. But still, awesome.
And it's carried over in Buffy season 10. It's this writing team.
Yeah.
Christos Gage and Rebecca Isaacs basically just do Buffy now, and it's really good.
I love Rebecca Isaacs.
I know. Now, I should mention how cool Rebecca Isaacs is. Not only did she, respond to James's tweet, but I bought James some original comic book art from her. And if you go to cadenceart.com, you can buy pages from her as well. And on it, it's just you pay the money, they ship it to you, whatever. And I happened to get it in the mail, and I'm looking like, oh, this page is so cool. I flip it over, and the back she signed a print for him. So didn't even say it was in there. She just did it. And she's
Yeah.
really nice. And if you want to listen to a sweet interview with her, we have it on our podcast. Just search Rebecca Isaacs and interviews.
Yeah.
A wonderful lady
Yep.
and a great artist.
Yep.
Cool thing about Rebecca Isaac, here's a little trivia, draws and inks all her own pages.
Yeah. It's part of why her pages are really gorgeous when you own them.
She's so clean. Her
Yeah.
lines, I love it.
It's really good.
I hope she comes to Denver Comic Con. I don't think she is. If she did, I'd say, draw me Batgirl.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
that would be really good.
I know.
That would be really good.
But they haven't announced anybody from Artist Alley. Like, I see a few of the big comic book people, but they haven't really announced,
Yeah.
Because George's usually has a table there.
Right.
I haven't seen him
I'm sure
there
he
either.
will.
Yeah. So,
They'll get there.
yeah, hell yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
What's next?
Brad, what do you want to do next?
Let's get the news out of the way.
Oh, sweet. There's lots of cool news this week.
there's a lot of shit this week.
It's real news.
So we got some trailers.
Yeah.
Ryan, what trailer you want to talk about first?
Well, since you have it on that page, the new James Bond trailer came out, Spectre.
Yeah. Spectre.
I can read. Spectre.
Yeah. Which looks pretty badass. I like you
It's different.
you don't get to actually see Christoph Waltz, but you get to hear him, and
For a James
that's okay.
Bond trailer that doesn't focus anything on stunts is pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is how shady this is.
Yeah, there's like no action at all.
And then
in
there's,
that trailer.
does James Bond have a brother? Dun 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 dun.
Who knows? Honestly,
knows?
who cares as long as that movie is awesome.
Yeah, it will be. Come on.
There's
There's that one scene in the trailer though where he's like on a rowboat and it's all foggy and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but
I
it
just
looks
want to
pretty.
watch. I just want to watch James Bond in a rowboat.
Yeah, row James row.
That's the thing I didn't know I wanted from the Bond series.
Oh my god, what if Blofeld isn't in the movie and Christoph Waltz is James Bond's brother
Oh,
as
snap.
the head of Spectre?
Ooh,
Oh, that'd be cool. Oh my god. Can he still have a cat?
I can't even. Huh?
Can he still have a cat?
Well, yeah, of course.
why not?
Good.
Why not?
Are you a big James Bond fan? I am of the new ones.
Yeah. I've liked the new ones. I saw the last few. I'm into it. Also, you said Christoph Waltz, and I got really excited. So
Yeah, it's a great actor.
I'm there for that.
Cool. We also got a trailer for Mission Impossible 5.
which looks outstanding.
Rogue Nation.
Yeah, Rogue Nation. I posted this article. I don't know where it's from, but it's an interview with Christopher McQuarrie, who's the director, and Tom Cruise, about how him hanging on the side of the airplane is real and how they pulled it off, and they did it 8 times. And
I mean, he's in a harness that's been painted out, but
yeah,
still,
but
that's-
still,
Wait, you mean he's not about to die, Brad? Like, I don't understand.
don't take that away from him. So it's funny. I'll just recap the article really fast. They're talking about Christopher McQuarrie is like Tom Cruise's go-to guy now. He does
Yeah.
he writes a lot of his movies, and he directed Jack Reacher. So
Well, and way back in the day, like when they first made Mission Impossible 2, Cruise specifically said that he wanted to make a lot of sequels to those movies, and he wanted everyone to have a different director.
exactly, because they want a different feel.
Yeah.
And so he was. The hell was that?
door
A
opening?
ghost?
Oh shit! It
I hope
follows.
so.
Please not. So
Oh yeah, your cat opened the door by
Okay, cool.
herself.
Okay, good.
So I was reading
Something's
the
following
article,
that cat.
and Christopher McQuarrie asked Tom Cruise, he said, "Hey man, how are we going to top you hanging off the side of the world's tallest building? I don't know what to do." And Tom Cruise nonchalantly said, "Well, I've always wanted to hang off the side of an airplane taking off." And Christopher McQuarrie's like, whatever. No, seriously, I want to hang off the side of an airplane. And so they did it, and they had to design special lenses so his eyes could stay open. And,
You had to make a special rig for the camera to
Yeah,
make sure it
rig for
didn't
the
break off and hit him
camera.
in the face.
and
oh wow!
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
No, it's crazy. And
Do you think it's the stunt that they went back and reshot like the ending? Like, do you think that's the climactic stunt?
Maybe because
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
it's
maybe.
pretty awesome, and because what makes it even cooler is Tom Cruise is running to catch the airplane,
Yeah.
and then he jumps on it, and then you're like, oh, Tom Cruise runs so cool, and but in the
There's a lot of running in that trailer too.
Pro movie runner,
so
Tom
exciting.
Cruise.
Oh man!
I was funny. I was talking to James because I'm doing the Tom Cruise-a-thon. I gotta get back on that, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure The Firm was the first. Well, actually, All the Right Moves is the first movie he really runs in. But The Firm is he's like chasing his wife, and he just looks so determined to catch her.
Shit, he's running on the cover.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they did that 8 times, him hanging on the side of the airplane. And he also said that no matter what the look on my face is, don't stop rolling. I'll give you the signal when I want you to stop rolling. So the crazy thing is, though, so if the plane takes off, it has to land with him on it, too. Then he has to get back on, go again. That's why Tom Cruise is a badass.
That's ridiculous.
Yep. That's why I love him. And that trailer I watched, I said, oh, I want to see this movie. I want to see
Yeah,
this
it looks really really good.
Go Tom.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Real quick,
We're on a first name basis. I can say Tom.
we got a quick glimpse of what Deadpool is going to look like in the movie. Does anybody care?
It looks like he does in the comics.
It looks like
If you want to see a really funny version of that, in the inside flap of Wolf Cop, the Wolf Cop is doing that as a werewolf, and he's naked and he's laying on human skin. It's pretty funny.
Ooh.
I have the Blu-ray if you want to see the picture. And I'm like, should I flip that over and have that as the filing? But it has a slipcase, so I guess that doesn't matter.
So, for the record, I'm not throwing this in because I want to poke jabs at Brad. I'm throwing this in because I think it's funny for a different reason. So there's some casting news for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 this week, which is that Alessandra Ambrosio who is going to be in the movie, which is now the second time that Meg Ryan has been replaced
Meg
in a
Ryan?
sequel, or Megan Fox, has been replaced in one of
I
her
think Megan
sequels.
Fox is still in it, isn't she?
Even if she is,
Yeah.
they still.
That I think whoever wrote these articles about this bit of news is just they're just trying to drum up an article because
Sure.
I think she's probably just a 1-minute character in the movie.
Oh, do you think?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you hear
okay.
the name of the movie?
They've just their name for it already?
Yeah, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Half Shell.
Oh god.
True
So
story.
dumb.
I just read that at dinner today.
It's not even
What does that mean?
it means like half a movie or
I don't know what it means.
like you should call it double something.
I just
or
hope
double
if,
trouble.
If they turn it to Turtles in a Half Shell, okay.
Right.
But it doesn't make sense, but at least it's fan service.
Yeah.
But just calling it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Half Shell.
or some string
Semicolon.
sentence like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Into Darkness. Yeah. I don't know.
Revenge of the Teenage Mutant Ninja
But yeah, I
Turtles.
think it's
Oh yeah,
like
they could have just said in a half shell. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the model thing is just like, hey, we need some Turtles news, so Will Arnett's making out with this model for a scene.
Yeah. The crazy thing, too,
was
is
really
that
hoping-
movie was greenlit fast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I cannot believe how fast that movie... Because
They spend a lot of money on the first one.
that remake of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is not good.
No.
So, I am Leonardo. Welcome to Teenage Mutant
It's
Ninja
not good,
Turtles.
right? That's your opinion
No,
too.
it's not. What if Meg Ryan played all of the turtles though?
That would be pretty good. That would be really good.
Would that
That'd
help
be worth
it?
seeing. Just for the curiosity of it.
I love that headline, by the way, that you're on right now.
So I've mentioned in the past some of the stuff that's going on with Fargo season 2. They cast apparently Ronald Reagan is going to be in the second season, and he will be played by one Bruce Campbell.
It's so awesome.
Ryan, this now means that you have to watch all of Fargo season 1.
I know. I don't know how much he's going to be in it because he's shooting Ash versus the Evil Dead right now. But
I don't care, but you need to watch
But
that
I was
show.
reading the description of it, and I guess it takes place as Ronald Reagan's on the campaign trail or something.
Yeah.
So I guess he's going to make a stop in Fargo.
Well, because even that show was back some years, and then they're going even farther back in time because it's the main character is the mother of the woman who is the main
I'll
character.
watch anything
in
with
the
Bruce
whole
Campbell
show,
in
so-
it.
Yeah, I mean, you should.
Have you seen Jack of All Trades? That show's great.
No, I haven't.
23 episodes.
Speaking of casting news, basically everyone from Mallrats is coming back to Mallrats, so we're going to get
I've
that.
heard- Did you like Mallrats?
I do. I love
I love
Mallrats.
it. Yeah.
Ben Affleck's the wild card. Like,
Yeah.
can they?
I don't know why he would do it, though.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, if Kevin Smith calls up Ben Affleck, do you think he's not going to do a scene?
Well, I know his
Guy's in
his
Clerks
wife
2.
doesn't like
What's
Kevin
he
Smith,
doing?
so I don't know if she'll let him. But he's got to
they-
get out because technically his character should be like in prison, right?
Wait,
Who's your favorite new kid?
Jennifer
Call me
Garner doesn't
Joey.
like
my favorite
Kevin
in the whole
Smith?
movie.
No, she doesn't.
When did that happen?
He said some like
It
crass
was in a
thing.
podcast.
Yeah.
Like he said something, and he called up Ben Affleck. He says, "Hey man, I don't think Jen likes me." And he told the story, and Ben Affleck's like, "Well, know the fucking audience, dude." And it is interesting though too. If you listen to Ben Affleck do commentary on Chasing Amy or any of his early stuff, he's really funny, really candid, and as it furthers his career and he becomes a bigger star, he kind of way tones that down. So it's a bummer. I miss inappropriate Ben Affleck.
Kendall, did you watch a lot of X-Files? Did you ever get into it?
I have never watched X-Files, but I'm, for some reason, super excited about the X-Files news. I don't know why, but I'm really happy.
Yeah, so they're coming back and making a limited series with the same characters in it, sort of a follow-up, which I don't know how I feel because there is a part of me that's like, yeah, but like no one liked the last two movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like Fight the Future. I actually never saw the second one. Did either of you guys see the second one?
No.
I've only seen the first one, and I don't
Yeah.
remember anything.
I tried to watch the whole
Run through
series
bees.
of the X-Files, and I watched like half the first season.
I did the same thing.
And not that it's bad, it's just
No.
I can't get into it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I did the same thing like with Supernatural. Sometimes with those very episodic kind of shows, I don't get sucked in the way that I want to. Like I kind of need that through line in the
Yeah.
whole season to keep me going sometimes. And there just wasn't, especially in a first season. Like I need there to be something that like is building.
And that's
you know?
the thing too. I never talk to any X-Files fans or say, "Oh, you really have to watch this season." You know, when I tell people about 24, I'm like, "Watch season 5."
Right.
You know, and I can't. I've never heard an X-Files fan say, "Oh, season 3 is the best."
Yeah, or like with Buffy or Star Trek, where people just say like, just skip season 1 and you'll be okay.
I like season
just,
1 of Buffy.
I like season 1 of
all of
Buffy. You have to get
And
through season
You're so
1.
awesome.
So I saw a meme today
Okay.
with one of the actors from Firefly
Yes.
flipping the bird in it, and it says, "So you can bring back X-Files, but you can't bring back Firefly. Fuck
Yeah.
you, Fox." Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, that show had many, many seasons and was like a cultural touchstone where Firefly was not, to be completely honest, which is why.
But you think now, Joss Whedon will be like, "Dude, I want to remake Firefly." Okay.
no,
I feel like they would let him.
Oh, I'm sure
I feel like
they would.
they are going
I'm pretty sure
to.
he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
only doing
I-
6 episodes of X-Files. They can't do 6 episodes of Firefly.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Here's the thing: is there any chance Avengers: Age of Ultron is not going to be the highest-grossing movie of all time?
All time.
Yeah.
Avatar's got like a way.
Has $2 billion,
lead,
but like
yeah.
the market's gotten so much bigger, and so I think it can. I really do.
And I mean, they have
I think it might eclipse the previous movie, but I don't know if it's gonna.
they've
I'm calling
marketed
it.
they've
What's
marketed
today?
really well in
March 28th.
China. Here's the thing though with Avatar, it's like it's the international box office for Avatar that is what makes it. It's not the
and
domestic.
here's the thing that drives me crazy about it too, because sometimes on Box Office Mojo, so Jurassic Park was re-released in 3D, so they have a Jurassic Park 3D separate from Jurassic Park's the cumulative total.
Right.
Avatar, they combined them when they re-released it. So, like the other $40-50 million it made, they added it to the original theatrical run of it. Which
Oh,
I think's-
really?
I think's weak.
Well, they also, I mean, they did the same thing with Star
sorry,
Wars.
Kat.
They did the same thing with Star Wars. So,
It's weak.
yeah.
It's really not its initial run.
Yeah. I mean,
And I swear James Cameron fucking lies. There's no way that many people saw Titanic.
he goes to he
Still
goes
don't
to,
believe that.
he goes to other countries and buys a whole bunch of tickets to his own
Here's the
movie.
thing. A part of me really wants to watch Titanic again because I only saw it once. I saw it in the movie theater when I was in high school with my brother's girlfriend, and I freaking hated it then. And I don't know if I have a bigger appreciation for it now. Watching it? No.
Nah.
You're shaking your head? Okay. I'll take your word for it because I don't want to see it again. Just like I don't want to see Avatar again. But James says, oh, no, I'll get you borrow the Blu-ray. And you might like it like I did in 2009.
Whoa, hold on. It's not a bad movie. It's just not the best movie of all time. Like, it's not bad. It's not Creature.
Yeah, I mean, when you compare those two, sure.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, no, I've seen Avatar once as well, and I'm like, this is a piece of shit.
Oh, come on. No, it is a pretty cool looking movie with some neat ideas in it.
So there's a long-running joke on this podcast that I just poke James on subjects that he gets really adamant
And I don't even know why I'm
Avatar is one of
defending
them.
this thing. I bought it for $1 because I liked the case. I didn't even want the Blu-ray.
Love it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Just skipped all the Sigourney Weaver parts. That's what I would do.
I love it.
Yeah, she is not a high point of that film, unfortunately.
It's the high point of my life.
Did any of you guys see that little short film, The Leviathan?
No.
It was on,
I have a
went around the
picture
internet
screen
for a
right
little
there.
while. Yeah, it was a CG short film that was poking around for a little while. Fox just picked it up. If you haven't gotten a chance to watch it, check it out. Like,
Brad,
just
I
search
keep on
for The
seeing these
Leviathan because
things.
it's really cool.
You need to make a really effects-heavy short, and if people like it, they'll pay like $10 million for it, and you get to
It's
direct
true.
it.
It happens
It
constantly.
happened like 3 times this week.
Effects
So,
heavy.
Effects heavy.
Effects heavy.
I'll learn Blender and get on it.
Yep.
I'm saying. Hey, bro. I'm just saying, bro.
I made an awesome effects short. It's called Jean-Claude Van Damme's Damn Van. It's got tons of compositing in it.
Awesome.
It does have really good.
You dick.
Sweet.
It does have a large amount of compositing in it.
It does. So maybe if some studios are like, man, we need more compositing in our film. It definitely looks better than Out of Africa, and that movie cost $40 million to make.
I was going the same place. We've talked before about them making a film adaptation of Ready Player One, and apparently Steven Spielberg is attached to
baby's
that now. That's okay. Just let him cry for a while. Like, not a big deal. He'll cry himself back to sleep. That's not a problem. Actually, while Ryan's out of the room, this is a great opportunity for me to talk about all the wonderful Downton Abbey news that's going on this week. Oh my God, this is so exciting.
Keep in mind I have to leave at
Fuck
some
you.
point, so
Okay, we'll move faster. So they announced this week that season 6 is going to be the last season of Downton Abbey, which I think is fantastic news. It's much like when they announced that, that Lost was only going to go to 6 seasons as well, because it's a show that, in order for it to finish its story well, I think it needs to have that definitive ending. They need to be able to actually build to that stuff. There's some characters in that show that need to start dying. There's some things in that show that need to start changing, and I need to know how some of this stuff ends, because it's really good and I really love it, and I don't want that show to just keep spinning and like become the melodrama that it is much better than. Like, it's really close to a melodrama, and if they just have to keep writing stuff, I'm really afraid that it's going to become not as good as it is. Kendall, you don't watch Downton Abbey, do you?
I love Downton Abbey.
Fuck yes! Yes!
I'm behind.
found another
I am
one.
behind, though. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, I'm behind too. I have the season 5 Blu-rays, but I haven't watched them yet.
I just love any show with fancy British people.
Yeah,
I'm so jealous.
it's really good. It's funny because for 3 seasons now, I've been saying that Maggie Smith's character is going to die. So now, for sure,
How
in the
has
next
she not
season,
died?
she has aged like 20 years over the span of the show. 'Cause
Everyone else has just fallen off, and she's holding
right,
strong.
like all the young, attractive people have died. And a woman who started the show at 90 years old and has aged by like 18 years as the show has spanned that time period, she's still alive somehow.
It's
I
probably
don't
like
get
the
it.
real Maggie Smith. She's
Probably,
not going to
yeah.
die.
Oh no, she's never going to die. Hopefully. But yeah, I'm. How do you feel about it? Are you sad by the idea that there's only one more?
Not really. I'm a big fan of shows ending before they're bad.
Right.
So I'm cool with it.
Good.
I'm
Good.
excited.
Yeah. I don't want another, like, a third whole season about, oh no, Mr. Bates maybe killed somebody. Like, I need them to put that to rest, and let's decide who's going to be happy and who's not, and just move on. So, very cool. All right, I'll save that piece of news for when Ryan comes back. So, Actually, I can't, honestly. So we're just going to keep moving. And one of the writers from Hannibal is going to be writing the next Friday the 13th movie. Ryan, how do you feel about that? Damn.
Oh my god, I like it so much.
I think it's actually probably pretty cool. Hannibal's a really smart show that is actually written in a way that, I don't know, you can respect. So, I think it'll be cool. It actually makes me, as somebody who doesn't like Friday the 13th movies, interested in Friday the 13th.
Well, I'm Ryan, and I like Friday the 13th so much, I don't care what they do, as long as I get Friday the 13th.
And then the very last thing is maybe the coolest news I've heard in a very, very long time, which is that they are going to make a film adaptation of I Killed Giants. Kendall, have you ever heard about I Killed Giants?
I have not, but I like it.
I Killed Giants is a really, really wonderful story about I believe, 14 or 15-year-old girl. It's a comic book written by Joe Kelly. And she's a huge nerd, and she's constantly living inside of her head, and she believes that there are giants that live in her neighborhood, and it is her responsibility to slay them. And, you know, she also then goes to school during the day. And it's a brilliantly written book. I've many times on this show talked about the fact that I hate Joe Kelly for making me cry in public when I finished that book. It's well worth anyone's time. Just go to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics, find a copy of I Kill Giants. It's amazing. You will love it. And so they're going to make a film out of it. Not a lot of news. Christopher Columbus is apparently going to direct it, which means it's, I mean, at that point, going to be live action, which I think is cool. But I really, really hope that what they do is that they have basically like animated elements in the movie. Because the way that she dreams, I think would work really well if, rather than having like big CG giants and stuff like that. I mean, maybe the giants could be CG, but there are like these little pixie characters and things like that that sort of pop up and like float around and are part of her thoughts. And I think it would be really cool if that kind of stuff was all done in like a paper craft kind of animation. That's the way some years ago when I dreamed of wanting to write that script, even though I knew that because Joe Kelly is actually a producer as well, that he would eventually be the one to write the script. I was
Son of a bitch, you're talking about I Kill Giants movie news.
Yeah, I am. Oh, we also skipped over Friday the 13th.
Does that make you want to see Friday the 13th now?
I did. I said, yeah, it kind of makes me more interested in Friday the 13th. How do you feel about it?
They're taking an accomplished, interesting TV writer to make it different. I'm down.
Cool. How do you feel about I Kill Giants?
Hopefully it can make me cry like I did reading a comic book. And one of my favorite interviews we ever did that no one will ever hear is our interview with Joe Kelly.
Yeah.
Because our mics were messed up, and just him talking about the experience of writing I Kill Giants and it coming together.
It's a beautiful book.
It's like, I'm like getting welled up thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to love it then.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't
if you
read,
love to cry, you will love that book.
You don't read comic books, but you should really read I Kill Giants.
Yeah. Yeah.
You really should.
Oh, man. All right. Cool. That's news.
Oh, sweet. I got to make my collection of Jason Statham movies bigger next week.
So does that mean we're doing DVDs and
Sure.
Blu-rays? All right.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Oh, who cares about that one?
Interstellar is the big one next week. Anybody not have that one pre-ordered already?
I don't.
You sons of bitches.
Are you excited to get your IMAX sell with it?
I am.
Because they don't know what else to do with it. They're like, fuck it, give it away in the movie.
There's a really cool feature that already leaked online. It's like a 10-minute video about how they did the puppeteering for Chase and Tars. Mm. Oh, man. It's so cool.
I mean,
like,
I want to see it again, but man, that movie, I don't know about that movie.
Yeah, you should. I'll lend you the Blu-ray so you can at least watch the special features, because let me tell you, like, that thing to me made me respect that movie so much more.
Sweet.
Because those robots were mostly practical.
Wow. I mean, the movie's well made. I'm not taking away anything from the movie.
Oh, totally.
Just I don't know about the execution.
Sure. The Imitation Game, which Brad and I both saw. Kendall, did you see The Imitation Game?
I did not. I heard a lot of mixed reviews about it, though.
Really?
Yeah. Do you guys like it?
I really liked it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good movie.
I like Benedict Cumberbatch's voice.
Yeah.
I like Keira Knightley's face.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen 2 Keira Knightley movies in mid-afternoon a couple years ago, and both times I was the only one in the theater.
Really?
Yeah, it was the most dangerous.
Dangerous Mind. Dangerous Methods.
Dangerous Method.
Yeah.
I forget the other one. Something with her in it.
Cool. Reese Witherspoon's Wild comes out this week, which is that, I didn't really hear much about it.
Is anybody else tired of Reese Witherspoon and her freaking chin?
No.
I mean, what is the deal with it? Why is it so pointy?
You
It's
know,
like she like filed it down.
you know what movie Reese Witherspoon's really good in?
Oh no.
Mud.
I like Matthew McConaughey in Mud. All right.
There's a movie this week called Outcast, which this is the worst cover. It's called Outcast. It stars Hayden Christensen and Nicolas Cage, which
looks
means
like they're
it's just
in-
gold.
Like King Arthur times. Is that like a
I
knight in
think,
the corner?
yeah, no, they're definitely knights. Yeah, there's some kind of knights, or maybe like samurais or something. Though, I mean, Hayden Christensen is like wearing like just a normal modern day jacket. So maybe he's
Maybe he's the outcast.
Jumper.
Maybe it's a reimagining of a
Of The Last
kid
Samurai?
in King Arthur's court.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, but it's like Jumper. So he jumps back in time.
So it's a sequel to Jumper.
Yes, it's a sequel to Jumper. He jumps back in time and he finds authentic Japanese samurai Nicolas Cage, who teaches him how to be a swordsman.
Nice. Have you seen the new Star Wars movies, the prequels, episodes 1, 2, and 3? What's your favorite one?
You son of a bitch.
I don't want to answer any of
No.
this. I feel.
No, answer however you want. We have it's another long running
It's
joke. On it.
it's
Oh
fine.
no! What my favorite Star Wars movie is?
No, just of the prequels.
because if
the
everyone
other
knows
ones
it's-
don't count.
Yeah, well, no, the
Well,
other
no,
ones.
no, the
Everyone
other
knows
ones
it's
are all
Empire
great.
Strike Backs.
Yeah.
My favorite one's the first one.
Oh, in your face.
Why?
You also
Is that the wrong answer?
no, that was
For me,
that was
totally
Okay.
right. For these two, it's
That's
the right
way right.
answer.
while
It's
you
a fact that's the right answer.
while you were gone, we also discovered while talking about Downton Abbey news that Kendall's a big Downton Abbey fan. So
Yeah. They drink a lot
Kendall,
of tea on
do you
that
want to
show.
just be on the
Yeah.
show every week?
Yeah,
Like-
let's do it.
So Jen's like, someone appreciates my English period drama taste.
That's actually exactly what she said.
Yep. I just like pretending I'm fancy and British.
Don't we all?
There's a Blu-ray release of Arlo Guthrie's Alice's Restaurant, which is cool. I haven't actually seen the whole movie, but I love the
A
song.
lot of people don't like it. Look at
That's too bad.
that. 2 stars out of 5
I actually
on
think-
Amazon. That's bad.
I actually think I'm going to go ahead and buy it because I really like the song, but I've
I know
never seen the movie.
my friend Brandon, his mom always used to sing that song.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I have a cousin who listens to it every Thanksgiving. I don't know why. But, well, there is like one line about it being Thanksgiving, but
Really? I don't remember.
it doesn't encompass anything about Thanksgiving to me.
See, that's how box art should be.
Right? Yeah. Night Game with Roy Schneider. Wow.
Well, we're both doing it today.
Yeah. This is really a cool. Have you ever seen this movie?
No, I've
Is this
never heard of it.
It looks like it could almost be a Scream Factory
So
release.
on
but I
it,
don't
it's a
think it is.
baseball with the dude with a hook for a hand going through the baseball.
Yeah. And then that's just it.
That's
the
it?
background is just like a tattered,
Is it
like
1980s?
blue and black.
It looks like a 1980s horror movie.
I mean, we could
Scroll
we
down,
could
it'll
spend
say.
some time looking.
Right there.
2015.
2015 release date.
Yeah. See, I knew that was going to help. And then the very last thing
Oh yeah.
is there's a Jason Statham movie called Wild Card.
And he's like jumping on it like
Yeah.
this. You can't see that because it's a podcast, but
it's
he's
pretty
like
cool, though.
he's like jumping like this.
It's a creepily accurate rendition
I
you
know.
have there.
I saw a
You look
trailer
exactly
for it.
like Jason Statham.
I saw a trailer for it, and there's this really badass part where he punches this dude in the face, and it's
Yeah.
like slow motion, and you see like the ripples going through his face.
Oh, it's like Matrix?
Yeah, but I also read that that's the only action scene in the movie.
Oh, no.
I mean,
In a Jason Statham movie?
yeah,
What is he doing for the rest of the movie?
I don't know.
Robin Banks and Banging Chicks.
There was a
Ooh.
time on the podcast. I don't know if you've listened this far. No, it's not that long ago, but I watched all of Jason Statham's movies.
Yep.
And if you look on my Blu-ray collection, it starts Robert Downey Jr., then it goes Tom Cruise, and then it's all Jason Statham. I think I have 36 Jason Statham Blu-rays.
Wow.
Oh, man.
The
Cool.
Bank Job, the best one.
Agreed. I think so. What's next?
We should do what we've been watching so that I can get that out of the way and then take
you know what?
off.
Fuck you, Brad. You know what? You're constantly leaving. No one cares.
It's true.
You're gonna have to go first then, because
yeah,
it's 8:20.
exactly. Yeah, I know.
This is what we've been watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
And so, since I don't think I've done this segment in like 4 weeks, I got like a lot of backlog
You
to go
son
through.
of a bitch.
Oh, great! It's gonna be like Star Trek, fucking Voyager or
Oh,
something.
dude, can we watch some?
Yeah,
can we
I
talk some
rewatched all of Voyager.
Oh wait, what's the one you
How
haven't
did you
watched?
feel
Deep
at the
Space
end?
Nine.
What?
How did you feel about the end?
Voyager?
Yeah.
We talked about that one.
Oh, did we? Oh, okay.
Maybe you weren't here, but it was all right.
I fell asleep,
It's not
that's
that
why we don't
iconic
remember.
All Good Things episode, but
Yeah.
and
I
it felt really
haven't.
wrapped up really quickly. Like
Oh shit, we found a portal.
we found a portal, and also like there's a couple episodes, like one or
Kendall,
two
do you
episodes
watch
early in
Star
the
Trek?
season where
This is what I do when they
Don't
talk about
don't
it.
crosstalk. Brad, how you doing?
Oh, hey, yeah, I was talking.
Nobody cares. What'd you watch these last couple weeks?
But yeah, Voyager. The whole Chakotay and Seven of Nine like romance.
Oh, yeah,
is
no,
like
that was horrible. I forgot
sprinkled
about that.
in, and then
God.
it's the focus almost of the last episode. I don't know.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, but real quick, I finally saw Kingsman.
Oh,
Secret
cool.
Service.
Oh, sweet.
Liked
Yeah.
it.
That movie's
good.
awesome.
Yeah, but
You
again,
didn't-
it was like 4
Have you
weeks
seen
ago.
it,
So
Kendall?
I did. It was super fun.
I know. Do you
Yeah.
like when all the heads blow up at the end? It's
Yeah.
awesome.
That movie's so weird.
yeah, like it's the style of the movie, like all the
And the
Can't
weird
work
thing
in-
is my mom asked if she should see it, and I don't know if I should tell her to see it because of butt sex.
the lash out of
So
the movie.
Yeah.
weird.
The difference between your mom and my mom, I knew exactly to tell her not to see it because of butt sex.
Well, I mean, I don't know. My mom saw Django Unchained with me, and she really embarrassed me in it. She's like, "Who is that guy?" When it was Christoph Waltz. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh,
I don't take you to movies. And the other day, I'll get when I'm watching stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then I started rewatching 24. So I watched Live Another Day, and it's weird only having 12 episodes. It's like such a breeze to like
It
go
is.
through.
And I watched it again too. It's really good. I think it's like really good.
so you're just rewatching that season, not the whole show.
Well, I'll get to that. Because I rewatched that season since it aired on TV, and I'm saying I want to say it's good, but it's not awesome because I'm watching season 1 again.
Mm-hmm.
And for the longest time, like I always thought like season 5 was the best. But watching season 1 right now, I used to think season 1 was the weakest of
Mm-hmm.
the series, but now it's like the best to me.
Really?
I have to rewatch.
Actually, no, I thought 3
3
was the best. But yeah, season 1, and it's almost like part of it's that it's not about like a nuclear device or a chemical weapon. It's just a vendetta against Jack Bauer. Yeah, it's very low key and very personal.
That's when he was head of CTU. No, he wasn't head
Very
of CTU
dramatic.
then, was he?
He was just the director.
Yeah, and then
I think Chappelle was the head.
yeah,
of,
Chappelle. Fudge,
well,
I
he
hate
was the
it.
head of division.
Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, Dave Chappelle.
Cool. Man, I gotta finish that show.
I gotta watch that again. I freaking love 24.
Yeah, it's just like it's dramatic and intense.
I would love for a listener to tell us in the last 196 weeks that we've been doing this show how many times you guys have rewatched the entire series of 24.
Well, now
Because I
season
think it's
2.
more than 24.
I don't think so. I don't remember the last time I actually talked about the
More than 24
original
episodes?
seasons of 24.
I think you've rewatched the whole show more than 24 times. That's what it feels like.
Who knows? Whatever. But now I'm in season 2, and
Sold.
it's all nuclear disaster. It's very if it was
It's 24.
if it was a movie, it's like the amped up sequel. Everything's intense. The best part so far is when Jack brings that pedophile in and just shoots him in the chest.
Hell yeah,
And then
that's
cuts his head
awesome.
off. It's like, give me a hacksaw.
I know.
It just ends.
I mean, I think I've told the story many times, probably on this podcast too. It was the first time I ever saw 24. It was season 4, and I was over at I was picking up my friend Brandon, and his dad was watching it. And I think it's the first or second episode, and they're trying to interrogate this guy because a train's going to blow up, and he walks in, Jack Bauer. He's like, I don't got time for this, and he shoots the dude in the leg, and he's like, okay, I'll tell you. I'm watching this show, and I loved it ever since.
Yeah. So yeah,
Sweet.
I'm loving the first season again. And then the last thing I watched, which I'm really excited about, it's like my new favorite thing, is a show called Danger 5.
Ooh,
It's this
okay.
Australian show. It's only like 13 episodes across 2 seasons right now. So there's like 6 in the first one, I think 7 in the second one. And it's about this team of spies. And the first season is acted and shot very much like a 60s TV spy show. But it's totally Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sam Van humor, where their boss is like a regular human being, but he's wearing an eagle head, and he gives them, their mission. And their mission throughout the whole series is to kill Hitler, which is in the 60s, mind you.
Right.
30 years after
Okay.
his reign. There's like...
Or 20.
It seems stupid, like the humor... Whatever.
As little as 15 in some ways, but yeah.
And the humor is like, it's so ridiculous. But if you think about what it takes to actually produce these gags in the show, like, it's insane.
I think that's the hardest thing is when you make something ridiculous and it's funny.
Yeah.
Because, you can look at it and say, oh, this is so stupid. But, I mean, the thing is, I haven't seen it yet. It's on my queue.
Yeah.
But the actors and people have to commit to it.
Yeah.
Because if you have somebody who's, trying to be funny and it's not, then it ruins the whole show. And I always say that's what makes Hot Shots really great and Robin Hood Men in Tights and Airplane is everybody plays it straight. You know, it's the dialogue's ridiculous no matter what happens in it. So after I hit it, and you know, I think it has 5 stars on Netflix because everybody loves it.
It's amazing. Like I was saying, the amount of work that goes into producing a show like this, all the wide shots of like establishing shots of everything are miniatures, and then they have like animatronic. Like,
Did you see James perk up then?
Yeah.
he said miniatures.
Yeah.
He's checking like the wavelengths.
like Hitler like flies a blimp in and like picks up the Eiffel Tower and carries it off. And it's like just a, you know, I don't know, 6 foot or 6 inch scale Eiffel Tower, and then
I'm in now.
the
Totally
team
in.
the team's infiltrating his base, and they activate like Hitler's dog. It's like a decoy dog. It's just a stuffed animal.
Yeah, it is.
And it's they're like activate bitch mode, and then the dog gets like a female voice, and then you see like the actual Nazi dog across the way, and then their dog shows up with like smoking a cigarette, and then he's like, "Hey stranger, how you doing?" And then the Nazi dog starts talking, and then like poison gas comes out of the Danger 5 dog's mouth and like gasses him. He falls over. It's just like hand puppets. It's so ridiculous. Yeah. And then what else?
What are you watching it on? Because I feel like I've
Netflix.
seen
It's on
ads.
Netflix.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I knew I'd seen ads for it. I just wasn't sure where.
Colonel Chestbridge is the Bald Eagle leader, and he's giving them the information. And I think the second episode is the Nazi dinosaurs. Like Hitler genetically creates Nazi dinosaurs to rampage. So it's all these claymation dinosaurs like breaking into buildings and like trying to eat people. And then, but part of the briefing is like, he's telling him, yeah, Hitler's created all these dinosaurs to do this plan. And then the female, like blonde character, Dizzy blonde character is like, that looks like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And then Chestbridge goes like, no, Claire, it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Why don't you try thinking before you open your mouth? Like just completely is mean to her all the time. You know, tells her to shut up.
So she's Meg.
Yeah, she's like the Meg for him. One of the team members, one of the team is a Russian girl, and she only speaks Russian throughout the whole series, and everyone just understands her in English. So it's subtitled a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And then to get through this faster, like season 2 is even more insane because they just jump ahead to the 80s, even though it's like a day later, and it's like one of the episodes is Johnny Hitler, so it's like an 80s high school thing where he's super popular. And then it turns into like a Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street like parody. And then the first episode is like Miami Vice. It's crazy. It's even more like at one point Hitler's running around with like 4 chainsaws. Yeah. That are on fire.
How is he holding them?
And he murders a girl with a shark.
How is he holding the chainsaw?
A Nazi shark.
He's holding them with his hand. The 2 are attached to each other, and he's got like the sets in each hand.
Are they attached on the like their Darth Maul chainsaws?
Yeah, basically.
All right, I'm in again.
You
Yeah.
focused on a really
Miniatures.
weird part of that.
Miniatures and Darth Maul chainsaws.
Yeah.
I'm down.
And it goes further and further into the future. Like, eventually they have to go back in time because of Back to the Future. And then at some point, the timeline's skewed off and Hitler took over. So it's like Hitler land.
And he runs a casino and he's having sex with the main dude's mom.
Not that close to Back to the Future, but
Son of a bitch. I'm out. I'm out.
Not exactly.
the Pizza
Back to
Huts
the
are now like Hitler hats. That's what they're called. And there's a fight scene in there where one of his henchmen is like a dude with like a wolf head with ruby eyes because one of the characters smashed his eyes in with rubies. But he can still wield a samurai sword, so he throws ninja stars and pins one of the Danger 5 guys to the counter. And then the other guy shows up, and then it turns into a Street Fighter video game where they fight each or Neo Geo Final Fight, I think it
Final
was.
Fight,
Oh, yeah.
So you watch the whole scene play out as like 16-bit graphics. It's,
Sweet.
the amount of work that goes into making that show is just like, yeah,
Cool.
it's so
Very cool.
impressed. So, and I think I watched something I hated, but I can't remember what it is, so let's move on.
Kendall,
Cool.
what have you watched?
Oh man, my whole life has been House of Cards.
Yeah,
Lately, do you watch House of Cards?
I don't.
Are you caught up or are you like
No,
watching
I'm
it
on
from the
season
beginning?
3. I'm like halfway through.
Oh, okay.
But I think I'm like such a dork and I will never have this life where I'm like a powerful person that people are afraid of me. So I just like, I love watching it and I love like being afraid of them. Just being like, oh my God. these people could like just fight me and I would do anything. So I don't know why I also love Robin Wright so much.
Yeah.
And Kevin Spacey because I think he's like
Isn't it better too to say Robin Wright and not add the pen on the end?
it so is.
It makes
I
me
love
so
it.
happy.
Her short haircut.
Yeah,
super
because
sassy.
I take her from Princess Bride to now. I don't do anything in the middle because it has a pen on the
Someone
end.
was watching The Princess Bride the other day, and I was like, no, I can't even look at her because I'm just picturing like House of Cards, Robin Wright, and I like just want her to be like my like terrifying mother. Like I wish I just grew up with her, like someone I was so afraid of. That was weird, but yeah, that's what
So you want to live in fear your whole life?
yeah,
I wish my mom wasn't so nice.
having weird emotional reactions. To House of Cards.
Why aren't you more like the bitch on House of Cards, Mom?
I watched Spring recently. Really, really good movie.
Really?
Yeah.
We really
Yeah,
want to see that
it's
bad.
not. If you want to watch a horror movie, it's not. It's marketed as like a horror movie, I think, and it's not really at all. It's like kind of funny.
It
It's
debuted
pretty.
at Telluride Horror Show last year.
Did it really?
Yeah, really.
It's
Oh,
being
man, why
marketed
didn't
as
we
a
go?
horror film, but it's like super witty. It's a romance more than anything else, but it's like it's beautiful. It's amazing.
I want to see this movie so bad.
It's so good.
That sounds like everything I was hoping someone would say about it. Like
If Matthew McConaughey
Yeah.
is in it, oh man, James is all over.
He plays
that.
every character.
Oh my god!
really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
that's been me. Everything else I don't think I liked, so I can't remember. Or I've just been like kind of not watching but mad about it, like
Yeah.
Insurgent.
Have you gotten particularly good at like not paying attention to the movie when you're in the theater?
Oh,
if it's
yeah.
something you don't want to like have.
Yeah,
to
I
watch?
zone it out really hard. If it's like super slow, I kind of just like watch movies
Yeah.
as I'm working. But like Insurgent, I've been watching parts of it, and it's just like so much crying. That's
Really?
it. It's just a lot of crying and
Really?
like gray
It
outfits.
just takes place in like virtual reality or something.
I heard the whole thing's like a long therapy session.
It kind she's like in a gray room hooked up to machines.
Yeah.
This could be totally wrong. I haven't I haven't actually seen the movie, but that's what I've gotten.
You've only seen that one scene.
That
like,
one scene, but it's like the
16
whole
times.
movie.
Yeah,
Works for us. It's more than we've seen.
right. Weird. It's not what I was expecting.
I'm
at
just
all.
gonna tell you a bunch of things that aren't real
Yeah,
about
just
this
make-
movie.
just
Then
make-
just
Just make shit
You're
up
gonna make me
about
want to see
Insurgent.
that. How did you see that?
Holy shit, Matthew McConaughey's in it?
And Bruce
He
Campbell.
plays all the characters?
And then Robert Downey Jr. and Jason Statham show up and fight.
And at one point he punches Bruce Campbell and his face just like goes... Bleh.
Oh my god, I need to see this.
that's
yeah.
it.
That'd be an awesome movie. Cool. Cool.
Sweet, I'll go. Fuck
Yeah,
you, James.
go.
I saw a few things. The first thing I'll talk about, because I kind of mentioned it last week, and me and Brad went and saw it. We went and saw Zombievers.
Yeah. Duh.
Zombievers is maybe the greatest, stupidest movie of all time.
My goodness.
So the name Zombievers is really what it is. It's literally zombies that are beavers.
Okay.
And the beavers in it are puppets, and they don't make any thing to like hide the fact that they're puppets.
Are they like kids puppets or are they like
They're like
Holy
1980s
Grail
horror
puppets?
movie puppets. So they have some animatronics on them, but you can tell the guy's like holding it behind
If you
them.
could go to a store and get like a plush beaver and just put your hand inside it and like move it with your hand, that's about the quality of
Yeah,
the
and add some gore to
puppetry.
it.
Yeah.
But in it, these kids go up to this cabin for the weekend to get away from their cheating boyfriends. Their boyfriends show up, but there's evil zombievers there, and it's
And the zombie beavers are created by just a toxic waste spill. Which
with
is from a funny
Bill
thing.
Burr. Who's the other guy?
I think it's the director.
It's not, it's not like there's not a better story like that. There's just no more room in Beaver Hell, and so the undead have to walk the earth.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead reference.
I only bring that because they don't die
Yeah,
to get created. Yeah.
yeah, it's-
Oh,
exactly. But
so they're
it's-
not even zombievers.
Well, we don't know if they really die. I mean, maybe they died and came back to life. I don't know.
I guess the toxic waste could have burned them to
Yeah,
death. Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, it's really zany, and it's really some weird parts in it. I mean, the beginning with the toxic waste spill, it's Bill Burr and the director, I think Brad mentioned.
I think
and,
maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
and they're just talking, and Bill Burr, how they spill the toxic waste is he's looking on his phone and texting, and he says, hey, there's a cow or deer in the middle of the road. He says, I see it. Okay, I trust you. Like, then he hits the deer and it explodes in gore, and
It's like, I guess I didn't see it.
yeah, I guess I didn't see it.
But the lead up to that was like, I think they just break the ice in the movie of like, he says, so I dated a dude once.
Yeah,
And then the other guy goes, tell me more about that.
yeah, it's really bizarre. But it's just really silly, and then you find out if the zombievers bite people, they turn into like beavers that are zombies. It's,
It was the bear becomes a beaver.
oh yeah, the bear becomes a zombiever. And then it's even credited in the credits. It's like it's Zombear or something.
Yeah.
It's, the guys who wrote it are American Pie people and I think some other comedy people. So it's really weird. And
Stay after the credits.
yeah, stay till after the credits. It's just a really
It
funny
leads to the
movie.
sequel.
Yeah.
Zombies.
No.
Yeah.
So it's just a really goofy movie. I'll never forget. It was that Friday, and Brad texted, "Who's coming to see Zombievers with me?" I call him. I'm like, "Mom, come watch my kid in 2 hours." And
I have
because
to see this movie.
because my mom's a great lady, she was. My mom
Yeah.
lives like a mile away, but she says, "Okay, I get to hang out with Kellen." And by the time she got here, he was already asleep. I'm sorry, Mom. TV's on. See ya. I'm gonna go see Killer Zombies, Zombievers.
But I was impressed. Like, I imagine like the dialogue and story of that movie would have been kind of dumb and generic, like most those types of movies. But it was actually really funny.
Yeah, it was. It's like I was impressed because those movies can go either way.
Right.
And I was telling Brad as we're leaving, it's going to take a lot for that not to be in my top 10 next year, just so I can mention it again.
Yep.
I watched a movie called what?
Sorry, is it like so self-aware that it's like on the Hansel and Gretel scale of
Yeah,
actually being genuinely fun?
Yeah, I mean, there's a part where they have a dog.
I was about to bring that up.
They throw it in the water to distract the beavers, so the dogs can get eaten. And the beavers are these. The effect of them are they're like chasing the dog, but it's 100% practical. But they're like half the beaver in its tail, and it's just like chasing it through the water. It's,
Yeah, the tail's just like
yeah, the tail's going me.
mechanically flapping.
Yeah, it's
like a paddle boat. It's just
They know
banging
that
up on this dog.
They know it's cheesy. It's basically that's
yeah.
awesome.
But the fact they didn't just throw the dog in the water.
Yeah,
is like, yeah.
it's fun.
Cool.
I also watched a movie called Bedtime Stories, which is an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
And it's really cute. I don't know why people hate on Adam Sandler. I love Adam Sandler. And in it, he plays...
Does he get peed on by a deer?
No.
Then I'm in.
He plays a guy named Skeeter, and his dad was going to leave him a hotel. His dad went into hard times, and his dad was a great storyteller. So he sold the hotel to the dude from Harry Potter. I forget his real name. Yeah, he just recently passed
Snape.
away.
Dumbledore.
No, I would know those guys.
Harry Potter.
No.
He sold it to Harry Potter.
Yes, he sold to Harry Potter, and it turns out that becomes the biggest hotel in the world, and they're going to build a new one. And he promised to give that hotel to Adam Sandler's character, and the guy doesn't. He gives it to Guy Pearce, who plays
His name is Kendall.
his name is Kendall in that. That's right. And
I know bedtime stories.
and it's a really cute movie, and
I liked it.
yeah, it's literally he just tells stories to his niece and nephew, and he places himself in the stories of like being a knight, Spartacus. I thought it was really cute, and they even did a part where Adam Sandler talked in his and he was like an alien guy, and it was fun. I don't know why people hate on Adam Sandler so much. I always have fun watching his movies.
I only hate on the ones where he's doing a lot of woobity woobity woo.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I saw Blended earlier a little bit ago, and I thought it was still pretty cute too.
Yeah, but you actually in your review said that he didn't do any woobity woobity woo.
He did. Because I also don't market Blended as a dad trying to cope with the loss of his wife and trying to protect his daughters. So, I mean, of course he rides an ostrich in it too, but yeah, whatever.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. So I really enjoyed Bedtime Stories because, again, I love Adam Sandler and I had fun watching it. I also rewatched, actually I put in last night, and it was Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, hell yeah.
I got it on Blu-ray. My wife has never seen Catch Me If You Can.
What?
And she stayed and watched the whole thing. I said, this movie's great. And it's still amazing. And I love Tom Hanks in it. And there's some really cool shots that Spielberg does at any time the FBI is around. All it is the handgun in frame and walking through the frame. It's really cool. And Leonardo DiCaprio is really great in it. I'm surprised he's never won an Oscar because he's usually really good in all of his movies.
Yeah.
You don't have to win an Oscar to be a good actor.
I know, but they give it to people that don't deserve it. So it's just bizarre that someone as loved as Leo hasn't won it. Man. But I mean, there's just so many great scenes. The scene there's a couple scenes I love. For a fun scene, I love when Handratty gets into his hotel room and Leo's already there, and they have that.
Hey, you forgot your watch.
Yeah,
You hold on to it for a minute.
wallet, and
Yeah, wallet.
and they just have this great scene, and Tom Hanks' character realizes that he's been duped. It's great, and then there's a really sad scene when he sees his father again, and he goes into the bar, and he tells him that he's getting married, and then his dad kind of throws it in his face, and it's just a a great movie. Again, it's a movie that's 2.5 hours long that doesn't feel like 2.5 hours.
No.
Because it's like a caper. And I forgot how great the opening titles were to that
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
And the music by John Williams. Like, oh my God, I love this movie.
Uh-huh.
Because I haven't seen it in years.
It is one of the top 5 best Spielberg movies ever.
Yeah, because I let my stepsister borrow this movie like 8 years ago. I never got it back. And so I kept on forgetting to get it. And then it was used at Tradesmart. So
Yeah.
bought.
That period with Catch Me If You Can, The Terminal in Munich, like he killed it, and people don't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All they think of is like War of the Worlds and
Never got appreciated.
what was the other one? The other big thing you did around then?
I don't remember.
Minority Report.
Yeah,
Minority
Minority
Report.
That's a good movie too.
That's a great movie.
Those are the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah, so the last thing I watched was I'm a really big fan of Sam Raimi, and he was in a movie directed by a guy named Josh Becker, who is now a makeup effects guy, and he helped him out on Evil Dead. And it's actually Sam Raimi as a co-star in this movie, and it's called Thou Shalt Not Kill, Except. And it has Timothy Quill, who we also interviewed at Mile High Horror, so make sure you listen to that. He's actually one of the stars of the movie.
Oh, cool.
It's written by Bruce Campbell and Scott Spiegel. Scott Spiegel directed a movie I really love called Intruder, and he's also a writer for Evil Dead 2 and a couple other movies that Sam Raimi does. And in it, the guys are playing Vietnam guys, and they're in Vietnam. And the first half of the movie is like a war movie, and so it's them in Vietnam, and they have to go back and readjust to life being back in Michigan. About halfway through the movie, it turns into a crazy cult. Like Sam Raimi plays a Marilyn Manson character in it, where he has like a really bad wig, and he's really crazy. He talks about how he's going to kill people for God, and there's this part where there's all this blood in this bucket, and Sam Raimi sticks his hands in it, and he grabs this chick's hooters with it, and he lets go so there's handprints on her boobs, and the gore is over the top. It is so bizarre, but the thing that I love about Sam Raimi is he's a really big Three Stooges fan. So I've never seen him really act before. But in this, he's, oh, I can't wait for God to punish the wicked. And he has a sword. And he's like chopping people in half. And it's really bizarre. But it's really good in a way. I don't know how to describe it.
Is this recent?
No, it's 1985.
Oh, okay.
They made it in between Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2.
Is it one of the like best 10 films of 1985?
No.
Okay.
But it's fun. Like there's a part where the town's being harassed by these cult guys.
Yeah.
And so all the army guys go back to his house, and they go, "It's time to go to work." And so he opens up his trunk that's full of guns, and they're all in a line, and so he throws each one to him, they grab it and cock it, and then walk off screen. Then he throws the next one, they cock it, walk off screen. And then they fight all the cult people. And this one guy, he gets his wallet stolen by one of the cult people earlier when they hook up. It's long, but they hook up with him. And so he like stabs this girl and like shoots her, and he picks up his wallet and he looks at her and goes, "Bitch." It's just like so stupid. And it's, if you want to see a zany, gory, hybrid war horror slasher movie with a cult leader that has a samurai sword who dies on a motorcycle at the end.
Spoilers.
In a really violent way. Yeah. See Thou Shalt Not Kill. Except. And I watched the trailer for it. It was so brilliant. The trailer starts, "There has been 10 commandments that we need everyone to live by." And it's like, "Thou shalt not, thou blah, blah, blah." And then it goes to, "Thou shalt not kill. Except," and then it goes to all them like mowing people down and stuff. Because there's a part where they're killing the Vietnamese, and like their brains are blowing out behind their backs, and their arms are being shot off, and it's out of control. It's definitely made by the guys who made Evil Dead.
Cool.
Because it's kind of funny.
Speaking of trailers, when I was putting together the film Splosion, the Life Force trailer, like that chick is naked throughout the whole trailer too.
Yeah, she's naked for 95% of the movie.
Yeah, and then I think it's Return of the Living Dead. Mm-hmm. Like, there's some pretty good like zombie effects in there.
I
Like,
can't believe you've
Oh,
never
yeah.
seen
melting
that.
guy.
I should let you borrow it.
Oh, yeah.
That's called Tarman.
Tarman. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a pretty good effect.
Yeah.
brains.
It's really cool. Yeah.
Have you seen Return of the Living
None
Dead?
of it's
Kendall?
scary.
I have. I haven't seen in a very long time since
such a great movie.
since my child.
It was that's what
since I was
played
a much
every day
younger
after
person.
Ghostbusters.
It's one of my favorite zombie movies ever. Because it's so weird.
Yeah.
Because there's a part, because all the dead things reanimate, so there's parts where the dogs that are sawed in half in the
Yeah.
medical store. You're like going, meow, 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 meow. It's awesome.
Things
Yeah.
I should rewatch as an older person.
You should. I think you can get the Blu-ray for like $4. It's totally worth it.
Yeah. It's good.
What'd you watch this week, James?
I've really only got one thing because I was out of town.
I've got to say,
avoiding
James
tornadoes.
survived a tornado this week.
Yeah, I almost got killed by a tornado. But other than that,
Good thing you weren't in that trailer park.
right.
A true story.
There was a Burger King that got just sucked, like disappeared. But that was, no. I know.
That's the best Star Wars prequel.
See, you just undermined your actual argument because he really does think that the third one's the best one, the one where that scene happens. And then that fucking garbage CG fight between Yoda and the Emperor in the oh god, that whole scene is horrible.
You're horrible.
Anyway, so only thing I really got to watch this week was What We Do in the Shadows, which Brad
nice.
actually saw some
Yeah.
weeks ago. That movie's really fun. I really enjoyed it.
But it's not like a laugh out loud thing. It's more of like in your head, like that's smart, funny.
I laughed out loud a number of times.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so, I mean, if you haven't listened to Brad's episode where he talks about it, I would just quickly reiterate that it's basically, it's 4 vampires living in a flat together in New Zealand as a mockumentary, and they're all different ages, including that there's a Max Schreck vampire there as well, which is one of the more fun parts, I think. And it's, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think there's some really good gags in that movie. I think it's worth, I mean, it's only like an hour and a half long. So it's one of those things that it kind of feels like a really good sketch that you do want to just have somebody do, like, here's all of the ideas we came up with for like vampires living together. They're all thrown together. There's not really a plot. We're just gonna meander our way through this, and it'll be fun.
Yeah. The other really connecting thread is the whole, what's it called, the masquerade thing,
Yeah,
and then the one vampire's like vendetta against
Right.
the beast.
which I was just gonna say, the weakest part of the whole movie is when there's a plot.
Yeah,
Like the best things about the movie are just the like funny little gags they have, and the weird little scenes like when the new young vampire like goes out on the town and is just telling everybody he's a vampire. Like that shit is the best. So I think it's totally worth checking out. Like when it comes out on Blu-ray, rent it or whatever. Watch it on Netflix, or if it's at your
Or
local.
go see it at the Alamo Draft House in
Yeah.
Denver.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, so totally worth checking out. Anyway, that's what I've been watching.
This was the #1 movie last week.
This is the box office stats.
The Divergent series Insurgent is the full title,
Sweet.
with a lot of money, $52 million. But the movie we saw, none of them was all of them were after that.
the 30
Oh
movies
man,
from
we didn't see the
1985 we saw.
gunman.
Yeah, the
I'm
gunman
Sean Penn.
gunman made a whole whopping $5 million.
People think he's a good actor, but when he says, I'm going to kill them all, I'm like, not really.
I don't believe you at all.
Yeah, I don't.
You know what I don't think he's probably very good at? Running.
No way, bro.
Yeah.
No one's as good as Tom Cruise.
I just mean good. I don't mean the best. at running.
There's one person who's pretty close. It's Robert Patrick in Terminator 2 when he's chasing the cop car.
Oh shit.
That's
yeah.
pretty close to as great as Tom Cruise is running.
That is really good running. He really wants to get there.
But no one drives a Camaro as well as Tom Cruise and Jack Reacher.
True.
Remember how sweet that scene is? There's no music. It's just him driving. Oh, have you seen Jack Reacher?
I didn't. I have a thing where I think I hate Tom Cruise, and then every time I watch a movie with him, I love him.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I think I hate him.
Right.
Is it because he's
But
weird?
yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm able to separate everybody's personal life from movies except for Sean Penn.
Yeah. Well, because he just man, he's the worst.
He really is.
God, he's so bad.
So what movies are you looking forward to seeing this year, Kendall? Like, what's coming up that you're really stoked for?
That's such a good question because I keep asking people that.
Thank you, I'm a host of a
I keep
podcast.
asking people that, and everyone's answer is Star Wars. So I feel like it's a cop out,
Which is like
but
the
I am
last
excited
movie
for,
of the year.
Yeah, but I am excited for Star Wars.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But it would make for a really disappointing year if the next big exciting movie were Star Wars,
Yeah,
especially when we have like Avengers and
I know. I am
Jurassic
super
Park.
excited for both of those.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm very excited.
he's so hot.
Yeah.
He's like He looks like a baby, but I think he's funny.
Yeah, no.
So it's,
Actually, I started watching Parks and Rec, and that show's really funny.
it's so good.
Yeah, I've only seen like, I don't know, 10 or 11 episodes.
I just finished it.
I would say the first season is not good.
No.
But it does.
But there's some great moments in it when Ron is showing off his desk, and he has that gun that points right at you when you
Yeah.
sit down. That's awesome. I
Oh, it gets so much better.
think that's the first episode.
It's such
actually.
a good show.
Yeah, I'm starting to get into it.
Which season of that show does Amy Poehler leave?
Never.
Son of a bitch.
That's why you
that's
hate
a
it?
Do
joke.
you not like Amy Poehler?
I really hate her
Oh, we're gonna
face.
fight.
No, I just don't like her
I
face.
love her.
Oh.
Like
just
Reese
like-
Witherspoon's chin.
No, it's not. It's not like an attractive thing. I like look at her and just everything funny around her just stops being funny.
Well, there goes our interview chance with her.
Sorry, I just can't help it.
So
It's because I can't help but think of like Baby Mama.
my brother Steve loves that movie. You don't know who my brother Steve is, but he's like this big macho guy. Like, "Yeah, I'm gonna punch everything in the world. But he loves those
awesome.
romantic comedies like Baby's Mama. He always borrows them from me. He's like, "Oh, did you get the Divergent series Insurgent?" No, just kidding. So yeah, Avengers. Is there anything like under the radar that you think is going to be really good that you're looking forward to?
Not yet. I feel like I never hear about that till like midway through the year, and then I get super excited.
It's hard with movies like that because they always kind of sneak up on
Yeah.
you. You know, it's kind of like the movie we saw this week, but every once in a while there's a movie that sneaks in. Like this, The Guest I watched this year, but it came out really short in theaters
It
last
did.
year, but the movie's wicked cool. So, you know, you never know. Yeah, or Wolf Cop, you know, I saw.
Wolf Cop.
Yeah, it's a cop who turns into a werewolf. True story.
Ooh.
Based on a true story.
Yeah. That I let James borrow, but I only gave him the case.
Yeah. Good friend. Way to go.
He drove home and I opened up my Blu-ray player. I'm like, whoops. Yeah,
Not gonna watch
Sorry.
that. Yep.
cool.
Cool.
Brad, did you want to hang out? I think we're going to do the review.
That's a good time for me to go.
Brad is going to go shoot. Brad, thank you for
Yeah.
stopping by.
Kendall, it's nice meeting you.
You
I'll
too.
see you at the Alamo.
All the time.
Yep. Cool, guys.
Cool.
Catch you later.
See ya. Hey, make sure you don't suck any dick on the way out. 37 dicks. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
In a row?
Anybody? Clerks? Clerks? Hello?
Yeah.
See you, Brad. Be safe. I think he's going to shoot a
People-
porno. Is why
people-
he's shooting so late.
People leaving
In the woods.
always makes the best radio.
I know. It's like, see ya, buddy. Get out of
Yeah.
here.
He's still here. He made all those sounds of the door opening himself.
Yeah. We edit those in post.
So, Kendall, I'm sure you know, before we do the movie, we say if we should see it or not. Mm-hmm. And then we play the trailer, and then we spoil the hell out of the movie.
Ooh.
So, Kendall, should people go see It Follows?
I think so.
I think so.
I have so many opinions, but yes, everyone should watch it. It's
Very
super
cool.
entertaining.
Now, James, you texted me earlier and said, is it a movie you should see? James,
no, so-
should people... Okay, go ahead.
My
sorry.
text specifically said, "Is the It Follows worth my time?"
That was a tough one.
Because what I was, I'm a guy who doesn't really
He
like
doesn't
horror
like horror.
movies, right?
And he asked me if you should... Have you seen the Evil Dead remake?
No, I haven't actually.
It's like super violent. James can't stand those movies, and he freaking loved that movie.
It was higher on my top 10 list than it was on Ryan's, and Ryan's favorite film is Army of Darkness. So like
it's-
every now and then there's a fluke. So
saying all
Ryan
that-
was like, he said some things, and I went and saw it. I want so badly to love this movie that I might. I have some issues with it. I definitely think it's worth people seeing, even if you're not into like if you're like me where you can do horror but you like stuff that's more psychological or you like things that are a bit more heady. I think you should check this out because it wants so badly to be deconstructive, but unfortunately it's still a horror movie. It's like the inverse of Hurt Locker. The last 10 seconds of this movie make everything worthwhile for me.
Really?
Yes.
It's like the most controversial thing in the movie I was reading.
So yeah, I think that people should check it out. If you like horror, just go see this movie. And yeah,
I thought this movie was really great. It's a really good horror film. It's different, and I appreciate it because of it. Because nobody can see, but I organize my Blu-rays by genre, and the most shelves I have is all horror because I love horror films, but they can be bad. And this film is definitely a great horror film. And here's the trailer for It Follows.
I used to daydream about being old enough to go on dates. I had this image of myself holding hands with a really cute guy, driving along some pretty road. It's never about going anywhere, really. It's having some sort of freedom, I guess.
Okay? You awake? You're not gonna believe me, and I need you to remember what I'm saying. This thing, it's gonna follow you. Somebody gave it to me, and I passed it to you. Wherever you are, it's somewhere walking straight for you. All you can do is pass it along to someone else.
I'm scared. I need to find him.
What did he really do to you?
Apparently he used a fake name to rent a house in the city.
This isn't real, I swear to you, this is just some game.
If it kills her, it gets me and goes straight down the line to whoever started it.
What exactly is supposed to be following you?
I don't know.
Something happened. That's not what she thinks, okay?
You don't believe me. Mom? No, it's me.
Everything's okay.
It could look like someone you know, or it could be a stranger in a crowd. Whatever helps it get close to you.
So It Follows is a story about a girl who likes a boy and she ends up sleeping with him, but this boy happens to have a really horrible thing that happens to him.
It's a curse.
It's like a curse. It's like a, I don't know what's the word when it's representing basically an STD or something that you get.
It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor. Thank you. He got a degree in English. So basically what happens in the movie is if the person who has this curse sleeps with somebody and then that curse follows them and will kill them. If that person is killed, then it falls back to the next person.
To the original person.
Well, not the original person, because
Well, yeah.
the
The
person
person
who
before.
passed it along.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting power play in the film where
It's like an STD where it's like AIDS if after you died of AIDS, the person who gave you AIDS died immediately.
exactly.
Sort of.
So in it, it's just this monster that chases you really slowly throughout.
It just walks.
It just walks. And I think it's super creepy because of it. I think the director did an amazing job of shooting the film.
Mm-hmm.
The opening shot is 4 or 5 minutes of one shot of the girl running out of her house, looking, seeing the
that's
thing,
true.
chasing her, walking, running around, running inside her house, coming back out, getting in her car and driving away. It's really good. So yeah, I fell in love with this movie because I like the uneasiness of it, because it's not your typical scare where it's jump, 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 jump.
Right.
It's
In fact, there's very few jumps.
yeah, and in it, it's purposely building tension through. There's great shots, and one of my favorite shots in it is the guy mentions it could be somebody you love, it could be somebody you don't know who it is, and they're all sitting at the lake and they're talking, and you see that one girl, like her adopted sister or stepsister,
Yeah, I'm not sure what the
is
relationship
walking
there
by.
is.
I think it's her friend.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
understood that.
The one who's
relationship.
always reading the book in the shell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I say something about that? Because I
Yes.
spent like half an hour Googling that because I was so mad.
Yes.
And it doesn't exist.
Okay, so
I don't know what it is.
isn't the movie set in the 80s?
No,
I think so.
Then why are the TVs so big and like
I think
all
it's
of the
just- it's
It
applications?
is super ambiguous, like the time.
Well, I think it's because it takes place in Detroit and they don't have a lot of money, because the cars are driving are definitely not 80s cars. She
Okay.
drives it looks like a 2000 something Corolla.
But then, like, even the appliances that they put around the pool are all like
they're
old appliances.
super old. None of them have a cell phone that they
Yes,
use ever.
true.
Like the one when she calls Greg on the phone, she has like an old
But then that one
Not
girl's
old,
got like
but-
a Kindle inside of a Polly Pocket.
that exactly like something that
So,
we don't even have.
I mean, maybe he did that on purpose because he didn't want to age the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense to me too.
It was honestly, it was really frustrating.
Really?
Yeah, it really, because her Polly Pocket phone thing was the only thing that stood out. So if it weren't for that, like, I would much more have liked the movie if it were like Let Me In, where it was really well set in a time period. Where I didn't have to.
It really doesn't bother me.
It was
It
only the
distracted
Polly
me
Pocket
so
phone.
much.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know why.
yeah, it really did. Because it was ambiguous enough that it kind of felt like it could have been like the late 80s, early to mid 90s, except for that one element. Like, that's the one thing that exists in the movie, and he deliberately shows it to you. Like, he
like, I can't
invented,
figure out why.
he invented a Polly Pocket Kindle and it like got a shot, probably CG'd it in, of this thing, and I just don't understand why it's there.
So is there a way we can find out what he was thinking about and shooting that? I think the Alamo Drafthouse has a dinner with him.
Guys, he will be here on Monday.
Is that sold out?
Probably.
I think it is.
I'd imagine so.
I want to say it is.
Well, if you're there, Kendall,
I'll be working it, actually.
you got to throw that question out
Yeah,
there and
make
be
sure
like,
I'm
that
going to. I
question
have a
in.
list, guys.
Sir, I was recently on the Real Nerds podcast, and we had a really, really intelligent question. What the shit is with that Polly Pocket phone, man?
So getting back to the real part of the movie, no, I just think it's it's really creepy because no one else can see this entity, and all the kids are just talking and having fun, and then you see her friend go by on the tube, and you realize that that's the
yeah, the one walking up behind.
The monster.
Which, I mean, the way... So, like, that one didn't work for me because as soon as I saw it walking, I was like, oh, yeah, that one's walking like the thing. Like, I knew... You know, the truth is, for me, I don't know that I was ever scared by it.
I don't think it's supposed to be scary. I think it's supposed to be uneasy.
Right.
Because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, there's also that great shot when they go to the high school to figure out who Hugh is. And the camera follows them into the office and it stays on them. And then it pans around and you see, I don't know, some girl walking slowly to him. And then it keeps on panning slowly around. Comes back to them. You hear the door open and then they leave and it pans back around and they get in the car. And then
I love that shot.
I love
girl's
that.
still
It was
walking.
so good.
I just think it's really inventive. And
Yeah. That's like a Matt Reeves shot.
yeah, exactly. I love Matt.
Which, to bring up him again, because I just referenced him for Let Me In, too.
You know, it's just the movie is really well done. And I read an interesting interview with a director because they were talking about some people had a problem with the pre-ending where they're in the pool and they're throwing the appliances in to electrocute it. And his rationale is they're kids, so they're stupid. So they think they can conquer this by doing something stupid, and they realize it doesn't work.
It was such a teenager thing to be like, let's just get a bunch of stuff and throw it in a pool. Let's not think about the like logistics of this.
I agree with that, except for the fact that he used an old movie trope, which was to not show us them doing them planning it.
Yeah.
Right? Like he did that cutaway when they were like, do you trust me? And so unfortunately what we've been trained as audiences is that when you do that, it means that I'm expecting that they have a good plan. So when I see the plan, like I ended up I was like confused because I was like, what am I missing? Because I don't know how they arrived at this idea. Whereas if you had that scene in there where they were like, look, I think it follows you. You just told us that like it fucks people to death. So that means it's trying to get really close to you, obviously, because it's also walking towards you. So we got to get to a place where we can like kill it in an area. You know, like if you had that scene out and we saw their rationale, I think it would work better.
And I too, when I'm watching it, I just think of the Terminator, the speech that Kyle Reese gives. He says, it can't be bartered with, it can't be sympathized with, it will not stop until you are dead. And that's all I could think about is this thing. And it's creepy. I mean, the first time you see it is that naked chick and, he pushes her to the edge and you see it walking up slowly and he's telling her, don't worry, it moves really slow and I wanted to show you so you believe me. And then you turn around and it's walking still slow. It's just the idea is, I think, really effective.
Yeah.
I think I had issues. I wasn't afraid of it because I thought the rules were too loose about it. Because it was,
Really?
I thought it was so, I wanted, even though he says like, it'll be someone you don't know, someone you do know. I like wanted a reason why sometimes it would be a person that they knew. Sometimes it'd be someone they never showed in the movie. Why they couldn't see it, but they could like interact with it. Like, what was the other thing? Yeah, just all of those.
I was going to say almost the opposite thing, which was
Really?
I actually really liked the fact that the rules were well defined. I thought, but that for me the problem was I want to dig into why it is certain people. I mean, it certainly seems like, and this is one of the things that I think does the movie actually a disservice, but it seems like whoever it is right before it kills you is who you would really want to not have sex with. So that's a thing. And then I also like if I compare the like the people that it turns into, especially when it's supposed to be scary, like the girl who shows up in the house. If I compare that to any of the like ghosts in, let's go back 15 years to Sixth Sense, none of them are as scary as those. Like, I don't think that like that girl is very terrifying, or that like the little boy in the little boy that pops his head through the door.
I don't know if it's supposed to be scary though. So to me, when I interpret it, I think it's an uneasy feeling. Because I'm a big fan of slasher films, and so something to me, one of the biggest misrepresentations of Jason is that he kills people only when they have sex. He actually represents the untimely death, and that there's nothing you can do to prevent him from coming to get you. Because when you're in high school or something, everybody probably knows somebody that died in a car accident, maybe committed suicide, whatever the case may be. And that's what I think that character in this film represents. It's the untimely death. It's not really someone made a mistake. And I think that's too why this movie works really well, is because none of these people asked for this, and there's no reasoning behind it. I mean, that's one of the big things we talked about Friday the 13th earlier, is they're going to explore Jason's supernatural abilities, which to me is a little, it takes away the aura of who the character is. Not that I think Jason is scary, but when you start over-explaining something, and then it kind of loses its luster. I'm sure they're going to have It Follows again, and they're going to talk about...
Don't do that. Don't do that.
They're going to talk about, where it came from.
It follows you farther.
But, I mean, there's something to say of the constant threat chasing you. And I think why it's effective, too, is because it just moves. You can never escape it. And you can get away from it. And I think, too, that's why it's effective. You can get away from it, but it doesn't stop. Until you're dead.
So I agree with you 100%, which is why I wish the movie didn't try to be a horror movie, honestly. So I wish that the girl, instead of having that girl like be creepy, I wish it had just been a person. I wish that in all cases, none of those people had been, like, for me, the creepiest ones are like the old lady who follows her through the school. Especially when you get to the end and you start to realize what he's actually trying to say with that character, with it, like with that last shot. That's when the movie could have been really, really smart if it hadn't felt so much like a horror film. If it really at the end they were saying, hey, it's just death. And yes, it's always following you, and all you can do is keep walking. Which is fucking awesome. And why I love this movie, or want so badly to love this movie.
You love this movie. It's a good one.
There are some things in there that I wish the whole movie were wrapped around that idea and not around it trying to be scary sometimes.
Well, because, I mean, that's the thing is, I mean, you can only get so far away from this thing, because he made...
True.
Because, I mean, obviously, they didn't... Again, why I really like this film, too, is they really didn't reveal the plan of why she slept with her friend eventually, is because he was going to go down and sleep with a hooker.
Right.
And so he sleeps with her. It's like, oh, then she's going to sleep with one guy really soon, and then he'll be away from us. But they didn't think, the hooker might sleep with somebody immediately, but is the person who paid for the hooker going to sleep with someone immediately after that?
Yeah.
So it only has to kill two people, and they didn't tell the story to him. I'm sure it's like, hey, something's going to come and get you. So it's kill, and
exactly.
It's immediately right after him again.
So do you think he slept with the hookers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You do?
I thought it was crazy.
That's not the movie I saw.
Really? I was so annoyed every time because I was like, the first guy did the right thing and was like, look at this, it's gonna kill you. So she like knew it was coming at her, or else she would have died immediately.
Right.
Well, because
everyone else,
you're right, because they
died right away.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Sorry.
No, I keep on interrupting you because they also alluded to that she got on the boat with like 3 dudes.
Yeah.
So she fucked 3 guys, and that thing killed all 3 of them, and came back for her.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's. I don't know. That's why I think the movie works so well, is because it doesn't let you know everything. You draw your own conclusions. You think he didn't do it, which actually makes the ending more terrifying, because he said he was going to do it, and he didn't do it just so he could manipulate that girl into liking him. Because see, now that movie makes way better sense. So
I believe the shot is not him stopping the car. I believe the shot is deliberately him pausing and then continuing on.
Yeah, and that makes way more sense, because that's why it showed up so quickly again.
Yeah.
So then the question is, does she know?
No, obviously not, because now I just look at the movie a whole new way because they had a lot of like establishing shots of him really jealous of her with other guys.
Yeah.
And so he basically tricked her into being with him.
I think it's cooler if she knows. I think it's cooler if the end of that movie is coming to terms with the fact that it's always following you.
That is one thing I didn't like about this movie was that girl was this like role of the girl. I feel the weird message I got from it, because I'm a girl, was just like it was like I was a little bit offended by it because I did feel like it was like this constant, just like, you have sex, it will follow you forever. All of these, and then every time she had sex with someone, she was like, her body language was like super like kind of scared and hurt, and it was like it was like bad to watch. Like it was hard to watch her do.
So
this.
you didn't think she felt that way because she didn't want to pass it along?
No, like I feel like she kept doing it just like as something she thought she had to do, and she hated it like every time.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I was like, this is like hard to watch. It feels weird that like it's just this constant, just like, you have sex, it will follow you. Everyone else kind of like got out of it somehow, like dying, passing it on to another person, except for her.
With the exception of the first time.
Yeah.
Because that first time, she's not like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No,
the first time, she's fine.
Right. Yeah. The first time, actually, everything is very nice.
Yeah.
It's interesting, too, watching when me and my wife saw it at 10:30 in the morning. So today, so you're seeing it with obviously like adults.
Yeah.
And we were in this theater, and
as opposed to all the children that are in this STD horror movie.
Let me tell you the story that I saw Friday the 13th, 2009 at 10:30 at night on a Friday, and there was kids in that fucking movie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. That's why it was before the Alamo.
It should follow those parents.
Yeah, right. And people, it's just like the Captain America and Bucky thing. People gasped when he went behind her and chloroformed her. I'm like, don't you watch the trailer?
Yeah,
I'm like, don't you not see these trailers? But then again,
this is not a Nicholas Sparks movie. That wasn't the end.
It's one of those things where I think all of us are so tied to movies that we have a basic idea of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And this movie, I mean, it came out of nowhere. It was supposed to come out Friday the 13th. And then they're like, oh, this movie people really like. And then they pushed it to the 20th. It was supposed to be at the Alamo. And then they expanded it nationwide. And so they pushed it back one more week because this was to just be very limited at the Alamo only, and then VOD. And
it's doing very well.
Yeah, I was reading yesterday it did like $1.2 million with like no marketing push.
Man, it's going to do more than The Gunman.
I know. I think it's going to make about the same this week. And that's amazing because, The Gunman's probably like a $50 million movie. I'm guessing this movie is like $2 million.
Yeah.
And it looks really cool.
No, I think I can't
like
wait
that
to see the
looks like
director.
a lower budget.
Yeah.
Like I loved that about it.
I can't wait to see what this director does. I really want to see his what days is it the same day as
it
it's
is,
showing the same movie? What's it
the
called?
Myth of the American Sleepover, I think, is at 5 p.m. It's like right before the It Follows.
Is that one sold out?
It's not.
Oh,
It's on 35 too.
Oh, I got to go see that
Yeah.
one. Because he's really interesting, and he's a really. I mean, like I said, I love the shots in that movie because when you make, he reminds me of James Wan. James Wan is a great horror director because he did Saw, the first Saw, and he did Insidious and The Conjuring, and he does a great job of placing his camera and moving it. And I felt that Robert Mitchell, same thing. He kind of did the same thing where, in a different way, his movements were more fluid, but he gave you the hint if something was going on. And I love when horror directors do that. I'd like to see someone like that do a Friday the 13th. Because, I mean, there's rules you have to have with Friday the 13th, but it doesn't mean you can't bend them. Because to me, nothing is more scary than something slowly coming after you.
Yeah.
And that you know it's there. And again, I don't
It
think
did stress me out.
Yeah, that's why I think this movie was effective because you always don't know what's going to happen. It's even at the part where the window breaks in her house and the dude runs upstairs, like, oh, you just left her there alone. And what is she going to see? And he purposely shot it. If you look, she's like in the lower quarter of the screen. So there's all that stuff going on behind her. You keep on waiting for the thing to happen behind her. But what makes this movie really cool is it's always coming at you.
Yeah.
So it can't really sneak up on you.
It doesn't try, like, it
It
doesn't
doesn't
try
even
to.
want to, yeah.
It just terrorizes you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and what's worse is trying to escape it or letting it kill you. I don't know. And just the little effective things. Little things in this movie I love because, again, I'm a huge horror movie fan. So anytime someone takes horror and makes it different and unique, I fall in love with the film.
when she wakes up and he mounted the camera to the wheelchair, like that was one of those shots that was so cool that I was mad at it because I'm like, I can't stop thinking about this fucking shot. Like, you are distracting me because your shot's too cool. This is dumb. Yeah. Can we talk about the sound for a second?
Yeah.
Because the score is sometimes obnoxious and sometimes really fucking cool.
I love the score.
Like when it's especially in a theater, because they did the surround in such a way that the like there are times when it will just spin around you, like the really menacing moments. That sound will just spin around you, which is really, really cool. The actual theme, like especially when they're like getting ready to fight the thing, that theme is really cool. But there are some times where he'll just actually, unfortunately, so the spinny shot in the school, right, where it's coming through the window and he's got that music playing. There are times like that where I feel like it's too intrusive, but it's still pretty neat.
And I think too that's what helps with makes maybe the ambiguity of the time period.
Right.
Is if the music is a blend of 80s horror and kind of just loud knocks.
Yeah, like that synth.
Yeah, the synth stuff. So
it reminded me a lot of Halloween.
Yeah.
That's what there was like a Halloween stinger in the pre-show before it, and I like heard like the music and it was like spot on.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
And you can tell he really loves horror films and those.
I think
old
that's
school
why
ones.
the time period was so ambiguous, because he wanted it to be like Halloween, Friday the 13th. Like,
I agree.
yeah.
Well, and he works in some of the things that Halloween did so well as well, where he's got like, you know, people across the street watching what's happening and that kind of stuff. He makes that block feel like a living, breathing community.
There's no
so that part's
adults
good.
in this movie, like
True.
almost at all.
And all the parents were like absent. I love watching my little boy on this monitor because he crawls when he's asleep and he sticks up his little butt and it's really funny. And if he has a hard time sleeping and you pick him up and he starts falling asleep, he'll start smiling. It's really cute. I have a really cute son. I don't care what he says.
You're adorable.
He does, I can confirm.
Thank you, Ken.
Cool.
So yeah, I still think people should see the movie. I think it's a great movie.
I think all the actors are really good too.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
that main girl's fantastic.
I liked her a lot. Was this the first movie?
No, she's in something else that just recently came out. James will look it up real fast.
Oh, I won't because my mouse isn't working. So no, I won't.
Yeah, pick it up on your phone.
But yeah, no, she's fantastic.
What is this? 2008? We can look up shit on our phone.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool. I was kind of nervous about it because I usually don't like horror movies.
I know.
and
Was my
especially-
text message any help to you?
It was enough, you know, because I had all this like these errands and stuff I was running with a friend trying to help people out, and Micah Monroe is her name.
I swear I just saw her in something.
Probably another horror movie.
And so I was like, well, you know, like I could skip this one because I always feel like she was in The Guest. That's why.
Oh yeah, she is the main
There
girl in
you
The
go.
Guest, and The Guest is badass.
I always worry, like when we did Insidious, and I watched that movie and was like, I don't know if this is good or bad. Like, it's not for me. And so that's what I'm always afraid of, is that on movies like this, I kind of feel like my opinion sometimes doesn't matter because it's so out of my wheelhouse that if I review it, like it's like a review with no background at all. Not that I don't like. I've seen Halloween. I've seen a lot of these movies, but I don't love them. And so if I don't have the passion, it's really hard for me to invest anything in like telling you whether or not it's good. But in this case, that last shot's really good.
Yeah.
It's really fucking good.
Are you gonna explain the last shot to people, or are you just gonna?
Oh well, I mean, so
why is it so good to you?
So basically, that last shot, as we have alluded to, is just the two of them walking down the street, and in the background, we see what I believe to be him in the same exact clothes following them. And what's great about it, it's actually a very like, what people are going to miss, and what I would almost say you guys are missing, is the scene right before that where the girl with her stupid fucking Polly Pocket phone thing.
I love that part.
I have another thing
is-
about this girl that I want to ask you guys. In a
Okay.
second, too.
Is reading off this excerpt that I can't remember where it's from. And basically what she's saying is that like death is coming for all of us, and it's either it's 6 months from now, or it's 30 days from now, or it's a week from now, or 30 minutes from now, or it's now, but it's coming. And the fact that it's coming is both, you know, terrifying and sort of serene. And so then you have this last shot where the two of them are walking and they're perfectly happy and they're walking just fast enough that it stays half a block behind them. And that's like hauntingly peaceful in that last moment. That's why I said before, I think the movie's almost deconstructive, because what it does is create a character who is, you know, scary in the way that a lot of slashers are scary, but limits it in that it can only walk, right? It's coming for you, and it's like a Terminator where you can't stop it, but it is only coming for you so fast. So if you just make peace with it and are aware that like at some point it's going to catch you, then you can just go live your life and stop worrying. Because I think the most stressful part of the whole movie is watching this girl freak out about the fact that this thing is coming for her. There at the end when the two of them either think that it's not coming for them, or she doesn't know it's not coming for them, or they both know that it is coming for them but they don't care, is like the happiest moment of the whole movie. And it honestly doesn't matter whether they know or not. So that's why I love The Last Shot.
Mm-hmm.
This is so like me backtracking, but the girl with the Polly Pocket stupid thing, why do you think she was eating? Like, why would they focus so much on her eating in like almost every shot that they show her?
Because she's the Brad Pitt of It Follows.
It drove me crazy because I felt like,
oh, you know, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
I felt like it was so like driven in, like, please notice she's eating in this movie. And I was just like, I want to know why so bad that he like focused on that. So hard, and I couldn't like. I still just I don't know why.
Yeah, you know, this movie does play with you too, because I kept on thinking why that the monster wasn't around for a week or so was because that dude she slept with her friend, because they kept on showing him like looking over and checking her out too. So I thought maybe he like he slept with her and then it was actually chasing the other one and they didn't know, but it doesn't matter now. But yeah, it's a fascinating film, and it's, I mean, it's obviously caught our interest because we've talked about it a long time.
Maybe it's some kind of subliminal thing like that because she's also the only character without any sexual tension.
Yeah, I like
which that's the thing. There's more sexual tension in this movie than there is just normal tension.
Yeah,
which is kind of awesome. Because there's like, oh gosh, just a bag of horny teenagers. This film. It's ridiculous.
Are you a big horror movie fan, Kendall?
I am. I'm super critical though, which is
okay.
This movie was compared a lot to Cabin in the Woods from people that I heard it too, which I wouldn't
understand.
at all. So I kind of went into it thinking that, which kind of skewed my perception of it. But I am a big horror fan. I love it.
You know, we have a mantra here that we go into every movie expecting it to be good. And it's a really hard thing to get over is when you see a trailer, oh, that's a piece of shit. And, you know, you have to go in and say, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this, because my favorite movie I point to in this is Battleship, where like, oh, this movie looks stupid. And we went and had fun. I actually own Battleship because I'm like, you know what? It's fun. Who cares? I'm just going to enjoy the film. So I always say to people out there, it's a hard thing to do, but you know, because the internet's just full of like bad people, and you know, even when you
angry,
well, it's really easy and fun to tear shit apart.
Yeah,
nothing is perfect. Everything has flaws. Like we could have sat here the whole time and said it's not scary. Like nothing ever pops out at you. None of the monsters are scary. The whole thing with the pool is dumb. Okay, but you're missing all the things about this movie. They're fucking awesome. And if you don't meet the movie on its own terms and try to give it a little bit, then you just end up hating everything. And you'll miss awesome shit like Hansel and Gretel, which is a badass fucking film that everybody should see. The movie's amazing.
Because you just have to get past it. I'm not saying you personally, I'm just, you know, talking in generals that, you know, because everyone wants to tear stuff down now. Like the cool thing in the internet is to say, oh, this is going to be a piece of shit. This is going to suck.
Yeah.
And you have to go in and, you know, expect it to be good. And then you get pleasantly surprised every once in a while. I can't remember the last film I saw that I could not absolutely believe that it was that good. But I'm sure there's one, and I'll think of it after the show. But, you know, so I always tell everybody, go in expecting the movie to be good and then be disappointed when it's not. Don't go in disappointed, because if you do that, you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Whiplash.
I heard so many good things about Whiplash, and the thing with Whiplash is what actually really wanted me to see it is I think it was Kevin Smith was talking about how the last 15 minutes of Whiplash were some of the most intense moments. and it was just a dude with a drum. And I said, you know what? I got to go give this movie a chance. And I saw it, and I was blown away. I guess, Whiplash. I mean, I heard it was good, but I was blown away by how much I love that
It was
film.
amazing.
I feel like I walked into it a lot more cold than that. Like I just sort of, I knew a little bit about it, and so I didn't have those expectations. So for me, it was one of those where credits rolled, and I was like, "What the shit just happened?" To me?
I just sat there for like a long time. I was like, "Oh, I'm like stressed out,
I know.
excited." And
yeah.
Are you having fun, Kendall?
So much fun.
Sweet, because I was gonna keep on asking you questions because we have you here. I don't know what I was gonna ask you next, but let's see.
For me, I always compare that thing that you're talking about to. I always bring up No Country for Old Men because that's the first movie where I walked out of it, and I actually no, it was Children of Men. That's the one where I first walked out of it, and I said that I felt like somebody had smashed me in the chest with a television. And I get that every now and then. Whiplash was that way. No Country was that way, where you just like. You feel like somebody hit you really hard with something, and it sticks with you for a while.
When I saw Her, I like didn't talk for like an
Oh,
hour
really?
after that movie. I was just like so upset and just like emotional and weird. I was in like
man.
such a weird place after I saw that movie.
I still haven't seen that one.
See, I
hate it.
It's bad. Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'm such a huge Spider-Man fan
Yeah.
that every time I watch it, I cry. And I can't tell you when I first saw that in IMAX. So I'm already seeing it in IMAX 3D. So I have these glasses on. So, my eyes are already like fucking with me. And I could not, like, the tears were like crocodile tears because I love Spider-Man so much that just seeing my favorite story told on screen and it's pulled off so well, it just, I'm at a point in my life where I just appreciate movies on a whole new level. And people everybody makes fun of me, but the part at the end where the little boy is dressed up as Spider-Man and he goes to stop the rhino, I was like, oh my God, I couldn't even look at the screen. My eyes were hurting so bad because I was so like happy because I always thought, Spider-Man, it's not the costume. It's the person underneath the costume. It's Peter Parker.
Right.
And so seeing that stuff is just, you just appreciate things on a whole new level. And that's what I really love about this podcast that I've been doing is I've been seeing so many movies and watching them and seeing them in a whole new light. And you get past that point when you're a man and you're like, oh, I don't cry in movies. But now I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. Because if something like touches me really well, I mean, I'll get choked up. Amazing Spider-Man 2 still does it for me.
I cried so much at the end of that movie.
I know. And the thing is, Lincoln.
I cried through the whole fucking movie.
See, and the thing is, like, now
I started crying 20 minutes in, and I didn't stop crying.
I cried through all of Interstellar. I was so emotional the whole movie. I was
But see, that's the thing is like, you never know what's like going to touch you. That's why you have to get lost in film. Because, in Lincoln, I never like cried, but I could feel myself welling up when he was telling stories. And it's like, oh man, Abraham Lincoln was great. And
the movie just starts with that like speech at the beginning, and already I was like, oh, fuck you Spielberg. No. Yeah.
It's, recently, the last movie that really kind of got me was The Color Purple. There's a scene, have you seen The Color Purple?
I read The Color Purple when I was much younger, and I was like, I can't watch the movie, I don't think.
Yeah, so at the end when
it's so good.
When he buys the family back and brings them back, I didn't cry at that part. I cried just before it when he takes all the money and he shuts the door and he's at the American like customs. It's like, oh my God, he's doing it.
That's a tough story.
Yeah,
This whole thing is
Yeah.
It's just so it makes me cry, like Dumbo. Today I was on my Facebook feed, there's a picture of Dumbo like standing up to get to his mom when she puts him in her trunk and rocks him to sleep,
Yeah.
when she's, put away from the other animals. I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? And Pinocchio, Pinocchio is my favorite Disney movie ever. And I cannot stop crying when he sacrifices himself to save Geppetto. And then they do that shot of him laying dead, like face down in the water. I'm like, oh my God, not
that's
Pinocchio.
heavy for kids.
And the thing is, I've seen the movie 20 times and I know he turns into a real boy and it's happy. But every time I see him, I'm like, no, not Pinocchio. Because the kid who performs him, little Dickie Jones, that's all I think about, because the kid who's Pinocchio's voice is Dickie Jones. And when you watch the special features, it's this cute little like 9-year-old boy. And I'm like, oh my God. But I just love being able to be touched by movies that way and, letting down your guard and things like that. It's just so much fun.
Do you have any good Alamo stories? Kicking people out, horrible people, funny things that happened.
Oh my God.
You can tell the stories with no names.
with no names. I don't know. I'm the worst. I like really enjoy giving people warnings and like kicking people out because I hate when I saw It Follows. Both sides of me, people were talking, and I was just like, "This is killing me." Like I want to get up and be like, "Excuse me, you have to leave."
Did you put up a flat? Like, did you put up a thing?
No, because I don't like complaining. But I love people like walk up to me like, "Someone in my theater is talking. I don't know what to do." I was like, "I got it." So you go yell at him.
My favorite story ever from Alamo is I once saw the Monster Squad there when you guys had it with Andrew Goyer.
Yeah.
Maybe we should put him in front of this episode. Anyways, I was sitting there and these dudes next to me were just like talking throughout and the movie started. And I don't remember who my server was, but she was this little girl. She had been like 5 feet tall. And I wrote on there, I was like, "Can you please ask the people next to me to be quiet?" And I put up the thing and she came, she looked at it and gave me the thumbs up. And then she walked away. I'm like, "Oh, she's not going to say anything." And then they started talking again, and like a fucking puma, she came around the corner, and she looked at me, she's like, "Guys, you are not allowed to talk at all during movies." And they all just slumped in their chairs, like, "Oh my God, she got him." And I was like so happy. It's like
you gotta play it cool when someone puts up a card because you can't go straight to them because then they'll know it was you, and I don't want to rat you out like that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's awesome. It made me so happy.
It's funny. So we referenced before that Ghostbusters was the first movie that we saw at the Alamo.
Did you see it when it was like re-released?
We saw it. No, we saw it before the Alamo opened. So it was during one of the like test like test nights, you know, where everything was like half price and shit like that. So we ate all the food.
They're like, we know everything's gonna be terrible, so everything's gonna be half price.
It ended up working out just fine. I think they knew that like the waiters weren't like trained yet, and you know everything was going to be a little bit sloppy. But so it's Ghostbusters, and we're watching the movie, and there's these people who are just they keep whispering behind us. You know, it's that like like that, you know, where you can just hear the S's in their words. And like both Ryan and I are sitting next to each other. We're like we're clearly both frustrated by it, but we're having the same exact thought process, which is, look, this is the first time. Like no one it's Ghostbusters. So everybody's seen the movie. Like we should have a better sense of humor about this and be like, okay, like if they want to like talk a little bit, like it's okay. It's not the worst thing. Like it's kind of annoying, but whatever. And nobody's used to the Alamo Drafthouse yet. Like they don't quite get how much, like we were talking about it for a year before the place opened. Like we are going to go there for every fucking movie because I don't want to hear people talking anymore. I mean, it was the spring after Moneyball came out, and I remember talking about how bad it was to see Moneyball because so many old people went. You're playing Moneyball?
We're playing Moneyball. Maybe not next week, but the week after.
Oh, that's so good.
It's happening.
When we saw it in theaters, like the theater was full of old people, and old people, I'm sorry, are the worst.
Old people can't stop talking.
Who is that? I don't know. This is the first time they've been in the movie. Anyway, so when the movie's over, so we didn't complain or anything. We were like, okay, we'll give them slack, like not a big deal. And when the movie's over, we sort of like, you know, peeked over our shoulder just to see who they were, and we used to do a thing where we'd like take pictures of people who were really obnoxious in movies and then post them on Twitter or Facebook. We'd be like, these people are the worst. But we didn't do that with this one, and I'm so glad, because when we're standing in the lobby after the showing, and we're walking and we're just, you know, looking and, you know, seeing how cool the place is and staring at the Yetis, and we see the people who are talking, and they're escorting a blind woman, and we went, oh shit, they were telling her what was happening in the movie. Like, it wasn't just they were talking to talk, it was that like
they were helping her.
She can't see the movie. Yeah, so I think that a little bit scared me off from doing it for a little while.
Yeah.
And then there was when we saw Insidious 2, I complained about some people that were like really drunk and they got yelled at.
Yeah,
people
it's just,
in horror movies.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They talk so much.
Horror movies are so bad.
You know, it's hard for me now because I have a kid to get to the Alamo all the time. But my wife has next week off, and she's like, "Oh, I want to see Furious 7." I said, "We have to see it at the Alamo because I'm not going to." Yeah, because I'm not going to go to some stupid other theater and have punk kids there just talking the whole time. Yeah. So I got to, you know, see The Rock flex so hard that his cast breaks.
Yeah.
Ooh, my new favorite Alamo story happened today.
Oh, cool.
Which is an 80-year-old woman had her birthday party. And the movie she wanted to watch was G-Force. The movie about secret agent. Are they secret agent guinea pigs?
Yeah, they're guinea pigs.
I thought they're hamsters.
No, hence the G. They're guinea pigs. Yeah.
But this 80-year-old woman that's what she wanted, was to watch G-Force on the big screen.
It wasn't like...
And she did.
So if you want a birthday there, can you say, you guys give people a list of films they can put there?
No, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you bring in the Blu-ray, like, I want to watch this on
Yeah.
the big screen.
Weird.
It's awesome.
The weirdest movie you want, we'll do it.
Temple of Doom.
Oh, you mean the third best?
Oh, no, the second best
the
Indiana
third
Jones
best
movie.
Indiana Jones movie? Yeah, the third best Indiana Jones.
I love Temple of Doom. I love Temple of
Temple of
Doom.
Doom's really, really good. I love Temple of Doom too. It's the third best Indiana Jones movie.
We are going to die.
I mean, it's number 3 in one of the greatest trilogies ever made. Like, it's right behind 2 of the best films ever made.
Oh, no, it goes Raiders,
Right?
Temple.
Wait, no, that's in
Last Crusade.
Yeah. Sorry. You're talking chronological.
No, I'm talking about how great they are.
In order of best. It's Last Crusade.
Do you love Indiana Jones?
I do. I'm a Raiders. Raiders is my favorite.
That's James's favorite
Oh,
movie
yeah.
of all time.
Yeah. I mean,
We get along.
yeah, we do.
Right
This
here.
is why. Oh, this is fantastic. You need to come back more often. You're better than Steve. I'm going to tell him.
Ooh,
that.
I'm going to tell him.
Yeah, like you really are.
I finally win.
Oh man, this is so good. You're not making him watch Downton Abbey, are you?
I've never tried. I think he would.
I think he would like it.
I can
think he'd
I
be
can pretty
okay.
much get him to watch anything.
All right.
He's pretty.
It's funny,
easy
me
to
and
do.
James have known each other so long that we recommend things for each other to watch. And even though he loves Downton Abbey, he knows if he shows it to me, I'll never like it. So he's like,
I mean, I think if you sat down and really gave it like an open mind, I think you'd be okay with it. I don't think you'd do that though.
I know it's hard for
To
me.
be completely honest, I just don't. Think
I'll be
you
honest
would.
with you too. I don't know if I could.
I just
Yeah.
like watching Downton Abbey alone. Is that weird?
And crying.
I just like being by
Well,
myself.
I do know Dan
All
Stevens
the-
from The Guest is in Downton Abbey, and he's like super hot.
He is for a while.
Like, because in The Guest, he walks around without a shirt and he pulls his like towel down so you can see like his like pubic bones and stuff.
Like that V shape.
Yeah, it's so he can flirt with the girl. Actually, my favorite shot in The Guest is he's walking to this party and he's carrying 2 kegs of beer like on his shoulders. And he's like, "Where do you want these?" Just to like flirt with the girls. It's awesome.
The guy from Insurgent was in Downton Abbey, which doesn't matter, but it's a fact. It's a fact I know.
Which guy is that?
He plays the like Turkish guy, and I think it's the first season who like has sex with Mary and then he dies.
Yeah.
Do
He's
do
like-
they drink tea?
Scandal.
He has like a crazy wig on.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's like the main guy in Insurgent, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just didn't recognize him because like he's there for a second and then he dies.
And he doesn't have a wig on.
True. Yes. I mean, the wig might be a part of it. It might also be the part that he exists for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Spoilers,
I
guys.
think
When I
like
watch.
in
No,
like,
it's
real
like-
time in Downton Abbey, it's like actually 20 minutes, but in the show, it's like 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That totally is that guy. Yeah.
He has a crazy accent. He can do whatever he wants.
He's really cool. That's the whole scandal of season 1. Is she bangs some dude and then he dies. And then they hide his body. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they just move his body back to his room. I mean,
She's
You
a
know.
proper lady.
yeah. And then
Can't
nobody
have
can
dead
find
guys in her
out.
bed.
Still not convincing me.
No, like I said, you're not going to like the show. But it's awesome.
That it's on PBS. I'm like, can it be
No,
good?
no.
The
It's
intro's
on
crazy.
BBC. It's on BBC. Oh, the intro is really good. It's one of my favorite.
I love it.
It's up there with like Dexter and Lost.
I feel like I get smarter watching it for no reason. Like there's nothing that would make me smarter other than
A
like fancy
phone?
music.
Yeah, it just teaches you about history.
Yeah, that's what I
in
need
a
from
very
TV.
roundabout way. Yeah. You know what I could do is I could show you. Is it Mansfield Park? Yeah.
I've seen Mansfield Park.
Yeah. Do you like Mansfield Park? Yeah. All right. Then you're not. Then you're not going to like.
Who's the
Downton
writer of Mansfield Park?
Abbey. Julian Fellows.
Who's
What?
it directed by again? I forget.
I don't remember who's. No, it's directed by the guy who did Nashville, who's dead now. Fuck.
Robert Altman.
Robert Altman. Yeah.
Just waiting for it.
Why are you giving me a hard time about Robert Altman?
I don't know because it's fun.
It worked.
He also directed Shortcuts, starring Robert Downey Jr. and Huey Lewis.
Isn't starring a strong word? Like he's in the work.
He was on a lot of drugs at that time. Okay?
He's like in the movie for like what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, probably. Of a 3 hour and 20 minute long movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see Julianne Moore's bush more than you see Robert Downey Jr. in that movie.
Shit.
There you go.
I don't get that. Like, she literally walks around without pants on for like 40 minutes.
That's why I don't like Grifters. Not because of Julianne Moore's Bush, but because of whoever that woman is in Grifters, who's naked way too much in that movie.
See, I don't mind nudity in a movie at all, but when it doesn't make any sense, like, why is she walking around without
Are
pants
people
on?
naked that much? I don't think so. In real life.
In real life, no. Like, if I'm
naked constantly. I'm naked right now.
You can't see that, so you don't know. Yeah, I mean, my wife talks to me with just a shirt on most of the time. I mean, yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense at all. And I live with that woman. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird.
I can't believe I didn't notice your dog only has one eye.
I know. Well, he hides it really well.
Yeah,
does.
it's all the hair and the eye patch.
He's a really funny dog. Like, if you look at him, is his tongue sticking out? His tongue always sticks out to the left.
Why don't we put a googly eye on his head?
That'd be fun.
We should totally do
Or
that.
an eye patch.
My
I
wife
like that idea.
dressed him up as a pirate one year for Halloween.
Oh,
Yeah, he's really friendly. He likes people.
yeah.
Hi, Reggie. We rescued him. When he lost his eyeball, the people who had him couldn't afford the surgery. So when I went there and I adopted him, he was picked up at his place. It's a great place. It's a puppy rescue in Colorado, and they go to the Westminster Petco every Saturday, and they have puppies there. And the puppies, I think they try to trick you because they have a bunch of kids, volunteers, and they're in these little pens with a bunch of puppies. So how can you not want to adopt these dogs?
You have to.
And then Reggie was in a pen all by himself, his tongue sticking out like crooked. And when I told the lady that I wanted Reggie, because I had a lab and I just wanted to have him have a buddy, and I said, I want Reggie. And she said, oh, okay. And she asked me about my dog. I brought my dog Stuart with me. And at the end, and she's like, okay, yeah, you can have Reggie. I filled out all the paperwork. You're going to be a great dog owner. Like, yeah, I know I have a dog.
I already am.
Yeah. And she's, afterwards I was leaving. She's like, thank you so much. I didn't think anybody would adopt Reggie because, I mean, he looks goofy and he only has one eyeball. But,
He's so cute. That's exactly why I'd get Reggie.
yeah, but that's why I adopt him, because it's called Mutt Savers, and I'm fans of them on Facebook, and I was just like flipping through their pictures, and his picture is literally his tongue hanging out one side of his mouth, his one eyeball open really wide, and his other eye, he doesn't have an eye. It's the funniest picture in the world. And as soon as I saw that picture, I came out here and I said, hey, honey, I'm going to go adopt a one-eyed dog. Is that okay? And,
of course.
And my wife, the person who she is, she says, oh, absolutely. That's
the right answer.
And so the next day I came home with Reggie. Because he made me laugh. And he still makes me laugh.
Kendall, what's your favorite thing about working at the Alamo?
I wanted like a deep answer, but the first thing I thought was free movies. But I love it. Like, the best movie going experiences of my life have been at the Alamo. So good. Also, Scott Pilgrim with a live band, the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Is it really cool?
It's amazing.
Oh, man,
I
I'm
like
gonna have to go.
requested that night off of work. Like, went by myself to see this movie. And I was just like super emotional the whole time. I was like, this is my favorite movie. There's so many lights. There's so many things happening. But it's just so good. I love it.
Scott Pilgrim is a brilliant movie.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's one of those ones that I remember. I remember when the credits rolled, having this moment of realization where I noticed that my face was sore because I had started grinning as soon as it started, and then I'd never stopped grinning.
I know.
Like,
I wanted to.
the whole
It caught
time
me
I
like
just had
so by surprise the first time I saw it. I like had no idea what it was, and I was like, I heard kind of bad things about this movie, and then I saw
Really?
it, and I was like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I was a big fan of the book, and so I went in kind of going like, I'm really excited to see what this is, and I think if he does a half decent job, like, this will be a really great movie. And then he did a perfect job, and the movie is perfect, and like it ended, and I was just like, how did that happen? It was like it felt like seeing, some classic just for the first time. Where just like someone created this thing and it was born perfect, and you couldn't believe it.
And when it was done, I wanted to jump up and go, yeah! And like be frozen in air because it was so cool, but you can't freeze time.
Oh man,
Yet.
that movie's great.
It's so good. The Alamo is just like the coolest people and the coolest movies ever. I love it. I just love being there. I just love like being around stuff happening. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I love it. And I do all of our like social media stuff too. So I'm like, so you can tell when I like really like a movie because I like write a lot about it or like write the dorkiest thing. And then other movies, sometimes I'm just like, come see it.
See it.
Like the stuff for Loins of Fire.
All my Lawrence on Fire posters like, this is Lawrence on Fire. Women, come see this movie.
I know when Alexandria reached out to us, like, hey, will you promote this for us? Like, yeah, sure. Nicholas Sparks movies. See him if you want. Hey, I know if you go see all 4 of them, you get a free ticket to the next one.
Steve did every intro for all of those.
Did he really?
They were all the same thing. Every time I'd give him a bunch of like super sarcastic things to say, and then he'd get up and I was like, please say it. Please say what I told you.
So let me ask you a question. So was A Walk to Remember in 35mm like a big deal? Because it was.
Did anybody who saw the I was about to say the most sexist thing.
So were those movies super popular enough to sustain like having that programming? I'm just curious because I know a lot of people like those movies, but I only know they like The Notebook. So I mean,
I can't remember, but I want to say A Walk to Remember did the best out of all of them.
Really?
And I wonder if it was because it was on 35, but I think maybe because it was the first one too. But I don't even think it did as much as The Notebook. Yeah, but I feel like sometimes you can tell people who like really care about a movie when it's on 35mm. But I also had people. I worked a late night round of Interstellar one time when we still had it on 35, and like these guys were complaining about it that they had to go see it on film, and I was so mad at them. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
That's such a bummer because I saw it on film. And I actually forgot how great film looks being projected because I see so much stuff digitally now. But it had like a softness to it that you don't get digitally.
It was Inherent Vice on 35 too.
Did you like Inherent Vice?
Inherent Vice was my favorite movie last year.
God damn. You had made so much credibility.
I know, we liked you so much.
I saw it 3 times.
Oh.
I said you were better than Steve, and then all of a sudden, like...
He told me that you guys hated it, or like had this reaction to when he told you that too. I was so afraid to say it.
Don't be afraid. The great thing about movies is they're subjective.
I had to say it.
And your opinion is horrible about that movie.
I love it, guys.
So what do you like about that movie? It's meandering plot.
I do.
Hey.
That is what I love about it. I love it. I like every time I've seen it because have you seen it more than once?
No. Why would I see it a second time?
Every time I watch it, there's so many more jokes, like so much like more stuff I
noticed
about
they
it.
add jokes to the movie?
So many more that you notice.
How many cuts of the movie are there?
A million. No, I think it's so funny though, and I love how like just it like doesn't make sense, but I like so didn't care. Like I didn't even care that like I love that it didn't make sense. Like that was my favorite thing was I like didn't try to have it make sense, which I loved.
The only part I laughed in that movie is when he opened up his notebook and wrote something Russian.
Yes.
That's the only part I laughed in the movie. I'm like, oh, that's pretty funny.
My favorite, there's one part like at the very beginning of the movie where he's like, oh, Bigfoot called me. He didn't like kick in my door like he normally does. And I think it took me till the 3rd time I saw it to like, I like died at the part where he kicks in his door. Like he comes in just like kicks in his door. I was like, oh my God, I'm in love with this movie.
and then he eats marijuana.
And then he just eats it.
I mean,
why not?
It was funny seeing Josh Brolin beat up Joaquin Phoenix. I will say that.
Yeah.
Like stomping him on the ground.
Yeah, that part was good.
And then some Russian.
I like the part where he gets scared and he curls up in a ball on the ground and covers his butt. That part's funny.
I like until the second time I saw it, I think I didn't even realize that Joanna Newsom's character like wasn't real, which I think like everyone got way before me. And then that part, do you know what I'm talking about? Like his hippie friend with the really long hair, who's like his like internal monologue kind of.
Since when is she not real?
She's not real.
What is this fucking shit?
She's not.
Wait,
Watch
why is
the
she,
movie
why is she,
again,
why
guys.
is she not real? What's the hint that she's not real?
There's a scene where she's driving.
Isn't everybody looking for her?
No, not that girl.
Oh, okay.
His like friend who's always with him. She's like the super hippie girl who's like narrating the movie.
Oh, okay, her.
Yeah, there's a scene where he's like driving and she's sitting right next to him, and then the next shot she's not there, and like no one talks to her. No one talks to her in the whole movie except for him.
Why does
Paul Thomas Anderson's great.
Why does it matter?
I love him.
I just think he was so cool. Great, dude. There was a time.
Magnolia and Punch Drunk Love, I absolutely adore.
Boogie Nights is good too.
Yeah,
I really like.
I like Boogie Nights a lot.
Man.
I mean, my favorite is Punch Drunk Love because it's my favorite Adam Sandler movie, but, you know.
My favorite is Magnolia because I think it's really ballsy to have a music video in the middle of a movie.
And Tom Cruise is great in that.
Tom Cruise is great in that movie.
That's what I always say. I tell everybody, Tom Cruise doesn't make bad movies.
But then
I have to say, I guess I like Tom Cruise.
You
I do.
Like Tom Cruise.
No, you do like Tom Cruise. Do you remember Ghost Protocol? That movie is awesome.
I did really like Ghost Protocol.
Of course you did.
I really like. Every time I'm charmed by him.
See, and
Yeah.
the thing
Gets
is
me.
I tell everybody, you believe him so much. You know,
do.
in
I don't want to.
in Oblivion, this is my favorite thing to point to that you believe him.
Mm-hmm.
Is when he's on like the Empire State Building and he asks his wife and he's like, "Who are you?" Like, who is this girl? I believe
Yeah,
you,
Tom Cruise.
I forgot who she was. Oh,
And, you know,
man.
to prove how great Tom Cruise is he's in Interview with the Vampire as Lestat. And Anne Rice, who wrote the book, when she heard that Tom Cruise was cast as Lestat, said, "That's the biggest piece of shit I've ever heard. I can't stand it." And then she saw the movie and took out a full-page ad in Variety and apologized to him and said he's the best thing in the movie because he's amazing in that movie.
Yeah, he's really good in that movie.
Yeah,
I really like the part in Mission Impossible 3 where he's running to get to his wife to save her because I fucking believe he really wants to be there.
yeah. Dude, the opening
He's so good at running.
He's so good at running. Dude, I'm not even kidding.
at the beginning of Mission Impossible
Good at
3, like when they do the Alias opening, where
yeah.
he's like, "Don't you do it! Don't you do it!" I'm like, "Oh my god! Don't! What is he going to do to her? Don't do it!" I love Tom Cruise. I really do.
Oh, he's really good.
I mean,
he's really
Robert
good.
Downey Jr. is my favorite actor. Tom Cruise is really close.
Yeah, he's really good. Man, I like to see him run.
I remember the movie I'm looking forward to.
Oh, okay.
Lost River, Ryan Gosling's directorial debut.
Which one is that?
Yeah,
Have you heard about that?
No.
Oh my god.
educate us.
I will educate you. So it got a standing booing at Cannes, which means I'm
Really?
gonna love it. Of course.
Oh, those guys are pretentious.
Okay.
anyways.
Yeah, it's Ryan Gosling's directing it. Christina Hendricks. I don't know how to say her name. Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan? Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
It's not that I'm right. It's that I said it like I know.
You said it so confident, I would believe anything you said.
Like Tom Cruise.
It's about like this crazy, like underwater town. Eva Mendes is like a gypsy lady. There's a lot of bright colors.
Sounds like
Weird.
somebody who likes Inherent Vice would like it.
It does.
Did Inherent Vice get a standing booing at Cannes?
If it did, that would have made me like it more.
Wow. Interesting.
But Ryan Gosling directed a movie.
I'm going to start that thing. When you say something you totally believe, I'm going to call it being Tom Cruised.
Yes.
You just got cruised.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Actually, dude, have you
I'm
seen
gonna
the
cruise
Blu-ray of
everything
Top
up.
Gun?
No, I haven't.
The menus are so badass because it plays Danger Zone and it has like schematics for an F-14 Tomcat, and every time you move the arrow, it like changes the perspective, and it's like, I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
When you click on play movie, does a set of teeth appear and chomp down on the word?
No, it just goes, whoosh.
Oh man, no. Teeth should just
Why? That has nothing to do with Tom Cruise.
no, because it's what Iceman does.
Oh, that's right.
He just likes
I think
teeth.
you're dangerous.
That's right, Iceman. I am dangerous.
Would anyone get that reference? Like, oh, that's why they did that.
I do it all the time, so I hope people
I
get
just
that
watched an
reference.
episode of Always Sunny where they do the gay volleyball.
Yes. Oh man. Anytime someone talks about Top Gun, the first thing I do is go. Which hopefully you can hear that on the recording. I'm not sure. Actually, I can see it in the wave. Yes.
Do you watch It's Always Sunny?
I do. I
that
love
show.
It's Always
I've been
Sunny.
watching that so much lately.
I've got a friend who we really thought that show was written for him, and that the fact he wasn't watching it was like a crime. And so we finally convinced him to watch it, and maybe we overhyped it, but I don't think so. But it's just taking him a while to get into it. And what I think I realized is that I'm so used to the fact that they're the worst fucking people on the planet that it's taking him a while to really enjoy that they're the worst people. And then today I got a text from him where he just goes, "Mac is the worst," and I was like, "Okay,
What's up,
why?"
bitches?
And he was like, "Wanting to get molested? That's horrible."
So they're so genius.
Ah, yes.
Dude, my favorite episode was this. Did you see the Charlie Work episode?
Oh, God,
Oh
it's
my
so
god,
good.
it's so brilliant.
Man.
They have Frank painted all black. He plays a recorder so they can't see him in the corner. I love that show.
So amazing.
And actually, I just watched episode 2 where it's like a Friday the 13th episode where they're at the McBoyle's wedding and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
all zombies. Oh my
Oh, yeah.
gosh.
One
it's
of the
brilliant.
McPoyle brothers is on House of Cards.
Oh, yeah.
I can't look at him.
Isn't that weird? Those guys are like real, like
He's a
talented
great
actors.
actor.
Oh, yeah.
He's fantastic.
He's in Zodiac. He plays the guy who,
Yeah.
at the end who shows up again. Right,
He is
right
creepy,
before I
though.
get super creeped out.
I'm always creeped out by him, even if he's normal.
You know who's great in Zodiac?
Everyone.
Robert Downey Jr.
He's okay.
He's great in that movie.
He's no that McPoyle brother.
What do you know his name? Does anyone?
No.
No.
No, I do. It's Saoirse Ronan.
Oh.
Cruised.
Oh man.
So, Kendall, thank you so much for being on our show. I think this is the longest we've ever gone after the review. It's been lots of fun.
Yeah.
You're always welcome back. Anytime you're
Thank you for having me.
I want to talk about movies and you guys are okay, you're more than welcome to come by. I hope we didn't creep you out.
No, I love this.
Yeah, sweet. Next week we're seeing Furious 7.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Laura doesn't work that weekend, so I think we're seeing it.
I don't work on Friday either because it's Good
so-
Friday. I have Good Friday off.
That's awesome. So yeah, maybe Friday we'll see it.
Hell yeah.
I think we need to buy tickets though.
Hell shit. You. Kendall, we need some tickets.
I got you guys.
Oh, te amo. So yeah, I can't wait to see Furious 7 because there's a scene where The Rock flexes so hard he breaks a cast. I don't know if I told you that.
I think I've seen it in the trailer.
Or when he's walking down the street with a huge Gatling gun. Oh man, or him and Jason Statham are fighting.
Yeah.
I was reading an interview with
the third of those things will be not that impressive.
I was reading an interview with James Wan, who directed this, and he said Insidious is more believable than Furious 7.
Did James Wan direct this?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He said because, he literally has a car flying from one skyscraper to the next, and it's amazing.
It's getting really cool. Did you ever see Night Watch? Did you see Night Watch?
I should see it.
It's a Russian vampire movie. And it got that silly. It was like the movie that Timur Bekmambetov made in Russia that got him famous. Yeah. So there's like shit where like the vampires drive their cars on the side of skyscrapers, like not vertically up them, like
on the
horizontally.
So he's going to be the director of Furious 7. I mean, Furious 8.
Oh, dude, Timur Bekmambetov's Furious movies would be amazing.
I don't know. Maybe this is the end. There's nothing more important than family.
Oh, what if
I have to put up with Vin Diesel in those movies, though?
What if Paul Walker came back as a vampire?
That's fucked up, dude. You know why? Because if you burn a vampire, they die.
Oh God, dude! Oh, and the show. That's really bad.
No, I have this cup of Furious 7, and they
I
make
didn't see that cup.
they make Vin Diesel as tall as Paul Walker, and we all know that Paul Walker was like 8 inches taller than Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
There's one of me and James's favorite shots from, is it Furious 5?
I think it's Fast 5, yeah. I think it's Fast 5.
Well, anyways, The Rock is standing really far in the foreground, and Vin Diesel is up on something so he can be as tall as The Rock.
Yeah, they're like standing on a driveway basically, so that way
really
Vin Diesel is higher, and then they're framed in a way that you realize they almost look like they must be right next to each other, like they're kissing, but they're actually really far away.
Yeah, because you always hear rumors that, Tom Cruise has to stand on boxes, but Vin Diesel really is.
Yeah, I don't know how. I would love to see a documentary about how they filmed Night and Day because Cameron Diaz is really tall.
I always check that stuff out, and I think a lot of people lie. Obviously, how tall they are on IMDb, because I watch Tom Cruise and he's shorter than some people, but he's not as short as I think. Because some people exaggerate. One of the people that
he's like 5'6", isn't he?
He's like, I don't know, 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah.
I found out I'm almost the same height as Greta Gerwig, which was weird because I was like, she talks about how tall she is all the time, and I don't feel tall.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm
I have a
taller
whole
than
new
Tom
weird
Cruise
way.
by an inch. So,
Right.
I mean, me and him, if we were facing off, it'd be,
Yeah.
wicked.
Remake a Face Off with you and Tom Cruise.
I'd be so happy. I want to get Tom Cruise on this podcast. You should listen to his interview.
I think he would
on
do
Nerdist. I think he would too.
I think you just Tom Cruised us.
I believe
I think
you.
he would
The
do it.
amount of love you guys have for Tom Cruise, I think he would do it.
Well, that's the thing is, I haven't done it recently, but for a while, and this is before Robert Downey Jr. even had Twitter, I would tweet every day, I want Robert Downey Jr. on my show. I want Robert Downey Jr. on my show. But now he has Twitter. I might do it.
Yeah.
Or I have to be
Just pester the shit out of him. I'm sure that'll make him love
I have
you.
to be some poor kid who was born with out an arm, and then Robert Downey Jr. gives him an Iron Man arm. Have you seen that video?
That was adorable.
That's the cutest video ever.
Oh my goodness, it was so good.
Yep. You know who that is? Robert. So cute. And then he shows up and he has Stark Industries gives him his bionic arm. Oh my gosh, I love it.
So good.
That's why Robert Downey Jr. is awesome. Make the most of your second chances if you get them, because you never know what follows you.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. Bringing it back around.
Thanks, Kendall. We
appreciate it. Cool.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.
「
Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even, realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover. And also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find him on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production.